Peanuts right here.
KKRL presents High School Sports.
And good evening, everybody, and a welcome out here to beautiful Merchants Park. We've got Hawkeye 10 Conference Baseball coming up for you here tonight on Kick 106.7. Jeff Blankman with you here on the Mackey Motors pregame show. Find new roads at Mackey Motors in Lake City and check them out online as well at MackeyMotors.com. And we're coming to you live here from the Gatorade broadcast booth distributed by Pepsi Beverages. Gatorade helping athletes fuel, recover, and perform. And don't forget, you can watch and listen to tonight's first game of the doubleheader here. We'll have our live video. It's up and running. Got Will Meyer sitting over here to my right. He is controlling that, running our video broadcast tonight. And again, that's on the CB Sports Network YouTube channel. So if you want to pull up the game and watch and listen, you can do that here tonight to this first game. Kuemper hosting Atlantic here. Hawkeye 10 Conference action. It is a varsity doubleheader tonight. Kuemper going to be the visiting team on the scoreboard in the first game. They do that with these doubleheaders that, the team that travels in gets to be the home team in one of the two games. And so tonight, the Knights will be the visiting team on the scoreboard here in the first game. For Kuemper, they come in 14-8 overall, 7-5 right now in the Hawkeye 10 Conference. They've won two straight, sitting in at fifth place right now in the Hawkeye 10. They beat Shenandoah 9-0 and 11-1 last night. Since that, prior to that, though, they lost some games to the top teams in the conference. Played really well last Thursday down at Harlan, losing 7-6 on fell in a doubleheader the night before here to Lewis Central, 11-4 and 5-2. For Atlantic, they come in 9-9 on the season, 4-7 in the Hawkeye 10 Conference. They have dropped two straight, two big ones last night, losing to Glenwood 27-0 and 14-0. Yes, those scores are right. 27-0 and 14-0 last night. They had beaten Denison Schleswig the game prior to that, 10-9, but then fell in a doubleheader to St. Albert, who's sitting second in the conference behind Lewis Central, 12-2 and 8-4 prior to that. Now, the last win for Atlantic in this series came back in 2019. They won it 3-2 there. Kuemper has a slight edge in the series since 2009. They are 14-13 against Atlantic since 2009. The Knights have won 5 straight in this rivalry matchup, including 9-6 and 8-3 last season. We'll step away, take a break. Back in 1 minute here with more of our Mackey Motors pregame. That's coming up for you right here on Kick 106.7.
Since 19...
At New Way Ford in Coon Rapids and New Way Auto in Jefferson, we make your vehicle buying experience stress-free. Our sales team will help determine your vehicle needs with options and features that you desire. Our finance team will explain financing terms and options best for each customer. Our service team is always here for you, from our Oil Changes for Life program to our exclusive warranty forever. We work to keep your New Way vehicle going long after the sale. Stop by and let our family help yours get into the next car, truck, or SUV.
This is Iowa, and Avela Bank has called Iowa home since 1870. With 17 locations across the state, we're proud to be part of your community. Right now, you can open an Avela Bank Simply Free checking account for you or your business and get a new debit card immediately. We'll even buy your old bank's unused checks. Stop by or visit us online to see how we're making better banking available for you. Avela Bank, member FDIC.
Welcome you back here to the Mackey Motors pregame show. Beautiful night for baseball here tonight. Nice breeze blowing through the stadium right now. A lot of people probably find the temperature a little bit warm, but 86 degrees our temperature right now. We do have winds out of the southeast at around 15 miles per hour. No rain in the forecast here tonight, and it should be probably about 80 to 83 degrees, somewhere in that vicinity by the time this first game of the doubleheader does get over tonight. We will not be broadcasting the second game of the doubleheader, just doing the first game here this evening. But again, with that wind kind of out of the south-southeast, that means the wind blowing from right to left field here tonight. So we'll see how that impacts the game. And this early start, the sun really going to be issues for the first baseman and for the right fielder. So you see a lot of balls thrown away, especially early, and stuff here at first base in these early games and the early innings, because, if the pitcher doesn't throw it just right, and even if they do sometimes, that first baseman really struggles to see the ball here at Merchants Park. And again, Merchants Park is established back in 1949. So getting up around that 75-year, 80-year mark, and what a historic ballpark this one is. And Scott Parchers was out here all day today, again, getting this field ready to go, and has it in the immaculate shape that he always does. Thanks to Tiff and also to Casey Miners getting us on the air tonight and monitoring. Casey able to get us going here tonight, and then Tiff will be there to monitor games tonight. And Casey and I will type up recap stories of all of our area baseball and softball games coming up tonight. So looking forward to that. We'll get that up on the Brinks Exterior Sports Report. Complete recaps with stats and the box scores sent to us from all of our coaches, and we appreciate all of our coaches doing that. We'll step away. We'll take one more break, back with starting lineups in 3 minutes right here on Kick 106.7.
This is Iowa, and Avelo Bank has called Iowa home since 1870. With 17 locations across the state, we're proud to be part of your community. Right now, you can open an Avelo Bank Simply Free checking account for you or your business and get a new debit card immediately. We'll even buy your old bank's unused checks. Stop by or visit us online to see how we're making better banking available for you. Avelo Bank, member FDIC.
For almost 150 years, Roselle Mutual has been insuring homes, farms, and so much more in Carroll and the surrounding communities. We offer outstanding coverage whether you need it for your shiny new car, your next ATV ride in the trails, or boating day on the water, or you're looking to put better protection on your family home and farm. Roselle Mutual and Grinnell Mutual are here to provide you with expertise, exceptional service, and quality insurance for all of your needs. For commercial, farm, home, and auto insurance, give us a call today at 792-4525. Roselle Mutual, proudly insuring the area since 1876.
Motor Inn of Carroll is your hometown team for all of your sales, service, parts, and collision needs all season long. From the helpful sales staff to the area's best service department, Motor Inn of Carroll has the expertise that you need to stay on the road and keep that auto investment looking good. From work to play, they have it all. Good luck to all the area teams from Motor Inn of Carroll.
Being a part of a team is not only fun, it can give our students a sense of identity and help them develop long-term relationships. This is Dr. Nate Luth, Next Generation Chiropractic. Student athletes, make sure you are taking care of your body before, during, and after the game. Proper warm-ups and cool-down are vital to staying on the field or court, and having regular chiropractic appointments can help reduce the risk of injury. Stay in the game by taking care of your body. Good luck to all area student athletes this season. Let's stay healthy and have fun.
Midwest Wholesale is your local building products headquarters. We have everything you need for your smaller home improvements to the building of your home or commercial building. We pride ourselves on giving you top-notch service, quality products with competitive prices. So whether you're a do-it-yourselfer, a contractor, or you just need a little help on a project, Midwest Wholesale is a one-stop resource for all your building needs. Midwest Wholesale, how you want it, when you want it, where you want it, we deliver.
St. Anthony Regional Hospital, the regional leader in healthcare, dedicated to improving the health of the people they serve. At St. Anthony Regional Cancer Center, you'll find the convenience of cancer and oncology consultation and treatment in one convenient location. At St. Anthony Clinic, you'll find a team of doctors and nurses that care about you and your family's health. St. Anthony Clinic is devoted to comprehensive healthcare for people of all ages. For every stage of life, always look to the cross. Always St. Anthony.
Back of the studio, Will Miners running our video broadcast over to my right here tonight. You can watch and listen to the first game of this doubleheader on the CB Sports Network YouTube channel. So go to YouTube and search CB Sports Network. Taking a look at our starting lineups tonight. First of all, for the Kuemper Knights again, they are the visitors on the scoreboard in this game. They'll lead things off with their second baseman, Logan Siebenoller. Batting second and playing center field is Carter Putney. Over at third base, batting third is Benicio Lujano. The pitcher tonight, Ethan Lowe, will hit in the cleanup spot. Batting fifth and playing shortstop is Trevor Ryle. Out left field, batting sixth is Kobe Lampman. The right fielder, Cooper Potabom, hits in the number 7 spot. Playing first base, batting eighth is Josh Langle. Your DH, Evan Lowe, is in the number 9 hole, and catching tonight, not batting, will be Max Erlmeyer. For the Atlantic Trojans here tonight, leading things off will be their shortstop, Easton O'Brien, playing second base, batting second is Sawyer Terrell. The first baseman, Carter Pellet, hits in the number 3 hole. Playing third base and batting cleanup is Xavier Darrow. The right fielder, Tanner O'Brien, hits in the number 5 hole. Jace Larson will bat sixth and play out in center field, batting seventh, and catching is Clevi Johnson. The pitcher, Jaden Pearl, will hit in the number 8 hole, and out left field, batting ninth is Brock Goodrich. Atlantic head coach is Gaylord Schelling. He is assisted by Orrin Perkins. They come in again 9-9 on the season, 4-7 right now in the Hawkeye 10 Conference, having dropped 2 straight for the Kuemper Knights. Again, they are coached by Randy Snyder. He is the head coach, and then they have a host of assistant coaches, Matt Luhano, Riley Bach, Blake Potabon, and Kurt Brasumley, all a part of that Kuemper coaching staff. The Knights coming in again 14-8 overall, 7-5 in the Hawkeye 10 Conference. They've won 2 straight and are currently sitting in 5th place in that Hawkeye 10 Conference. And you can kind of start to hear that wind kind of blow through the broadcast area here tonight, and making it a very, very comfortable night here tonight on Kick 106.7. We'll have more baseball and softball coming up for you the rest of this week. I'll have ESAC softball tomorrow night against Manson Northwest Webster. That'll be their pink out night here on Kick 106.7. Thursday night, we'll have our Casey Miners over in Arweva for Arweva baseball against Booyer Valley. I will head over with Kuemper softball to Greene County on Thursday, and then on Friday night, I go down to Coon Rapids Bayard hosting Woodbine in baseball, and they're going to be again naming the field and honoring John and Lisa Waddle, and then Casey Miners will be over in Glidden for softball action coming up on Friday night. Logan Siebenaller to lead things off for the night as we head here to the top of the first inning. Pitching tonight is going to be Jaden Pearl, and the first pitch is in there for a strike, and the count is 0-1 on Siebenaller. Pearl comes in 3-0, making his 8th pitching performance this year and 8th start of the year. So all of his pitching has been starts for the Atlantic Trojans this year. Pitch on the way. That one is chop foul up the first base side, and the count is quickly no balls and 2 strikes on Siebenaller. Pearl has thrown 24 innings. He's given up 34 hits and 26 runs. 24 of those are earned. His ERA at 7.08. He struck out 32, walked 14, has hit 8. Opponents are batting 321 against him, and his walks and hits per innings pitched right now at 2.00. The 0-2 pitch misses, and the count runs now to 1 ball and 2 strikes. 1-2 pitch, breaking ball popped up by Siebenaller on the infield. Calling everybody off is going to be the shortstop, Easton O'Brien. He'll make the catch on the infield. So Siebenaller the first out here in the top of the first inning, and that's going to bring up the center fielder, Carter Putney. Putney coming in, hitting .280. He's got a couple of doubles, couple of triples, and he's driven in 10, but comes up with the bases empty here. Defensively for Atlantic tonight, Clevi Johnson behind the plate, Carter Pellet over at first, Sawyer Terrell at second, Xavier Darrow at third, and Easton O'Brien getting the start at shortstop. First pitch to the lefty, Putney in there for a strike, and the count is 0-1. Brock Goodrich out in left field, Jace Larson in center, and Tanner O'Brien getting the start out in right field here tonight for Atlantic. 1-0 offering on the way, or 0-1 offering, that's going to miss, and the count now goes to 1 ball and 1 strike. Cole Corson, our umpire behind the plate. And Mr. Rod Burke out in the bases here tonight for this first game. They'll switch for the second game. Again, this is a varsity doubleheader. 1-1 offering. There's a line shot. It's going to be a one-hopper. Actually, the short second hop gets out to Terrell at second. So that came off of the bat as a line drive and then took a big hop and then a real short hop. So a nice play by Terrell. He'll throw over to first. And there are 2 outs, 2 up and 2 down for the Knights. And that it'll bring up the third baseman, Benicio Lujano. Lujano coming in, hitting .273, couple of double, 10 RBI. Again, playing with that injured knee here this season. We'll have surgery on it after the season ends. Pitch on the way from the righty. Gonna miss up and away, and the count 1 ball and no strikes. Appreciate everybody tuning in tonight. What a gorgeous night for baseball, and love these early starts. Pitch on the way. Misses inside. 2 balls and no strikes right now on Lujano. Ethan Lowe is waiting on deck. Easton O'Brien, the shortstop with the lefty up, has slid a little bit towards second base, and Terrell, the second baseman, has slid a little bit towards first. So there's a chopper out towards second. It's going to be bobbled by Terrell. The throw to first is not going to be in time, so that is going to be an error on the second baseman as Lujano, working as hard as he could to get down the line, reaches on the air. And that'll put the first runner of the ballgame on for the Knights with 2 outs. And the batter is going to be the pitcher, Ethan Lowe. Lowe Jr. has been swinging the bat really, really well, hitting .352 on the year, kind of double, and 11 RBI. He's got a chance here with Luhano on over at first. Luhano, again, will have that knee surgery after the year, but is 5 of 5 on stolen bases. He's just such a heady base runner and heady baseball player that he gets those steals even though that knee not healthy. First pitch on the way misses outside to Low, and they count 1 ball and no strikes. Trevor Ryle waiting on deck. Third baseman right now, Darrow, playing near the line, a couple of steps behind the bag. There's a throw over to first. Back in safely is Luhano. I don't imagine that was Pearl's best throw over to first, or best move. Luhano didn't have much of a lead, about a 2.5 step lead. Pellet holding him on. Pitch on the way. There's a chopper that's going to get out into right field for a base hit. Luhano will hold up at second. Is getting to that one quickly was Tanner O'Brien. So the Knights get the error, and now a base hit, first base hit given up here tonight for Pearl. And that'll put runners at first and second. And the batter is Trevor Ryle. Ryle coming in, the shortstop, the senior, hitting .322, couple of double and 11 RBI. So after back-to-back lefties, it'll be a righty due up for the Knights. So Pearl working from the stretch. Larson playing about normal depth out in center. It looks like Goodrich pretty deep out in left. Pitch on the way, breaking ball. That one will miss low and away. And the count 1 ball and no strikes. Second baseman Terrell just shadowing the bag out at second as Pearl takes a look back. Now comes to the plate. Fastball misses wide. And the count 2 balls and no strikes. Terrell has struck out 32 in 24 innings, so can be a strikeout pitcher. Has not struck out anybody yet here in the game. Knights struggling from the plate a little bit. Pitch going to get away from Johnson, the catcher. That one was in the dirt. Taking third on the pass ball is Lohana. Moving up to second is going to be Low. So Kuemper now with 2 runners in scoring position and a 3-ball no strike count to Ryle. He's only walked 14, so walks less than 1 in an inning. And there is a strike called low and on the outside corner, and the count now 3 balls and 1 strike. Knights would really love to get out to a quick start here. Hitting .267 as a team this year. Got a couple of guys hitting it really well. That pitch is ball 4 taken downstairs. So we've had an error, a single, and now a walk, all coming with 2 outs, and the bases are loaded. For one of the better sticks right now in the lineup for the Kuemper Knights, the senior Kobe Lampman, the left fielder, comes in hitting at .299, a double, 22 RBI on the year. Third lefty in the lineup out of the first 5 batters for the Knights, and there is a foul ball out of play up the third base side. And the count is no balls and 1 strike. But this early start, not a real huge crowd here tonight, but people will continue to filter in. It'll be a really nice crowd by the end of the first game, probably even by the midpoint of the first game. Both teams with a decent amount of crowd here right now. A 1 pitch on the way. Low and inside, that's going to get to the backstop. A run going to come in to score. And with a wild pitch, the Kuemper Knights have taken a 1-0 lead. I think Johnson a little crossed up on that one that time. So an unearned run given up here by Pearl. The count runs to 1-1 now on Lampman. Low down to third, Ryle up to second. I think we've got a runner over at third. I think that's Jansen maybe that has come in to run. Misses inside with a pitch. Count 2 balls and 1 strike, trying to catch the number over there. Low, of course, being the pitcher, gets that courtesy runner. Jansen's been a good base runner for the Knights this year. Pitch on the way. Chopper out towards first. Scooping that one up is going to be the first baseman, Pellet. He'll step on the bag for the final out of the inning, but the Knights do push a run across the board. They get that run on 1 hit. There was 1 error, and they leave 2 runners left on base. We will head to the bottom of the first. We're back in 1 minute right here on 90 Kick 106.7.
One of the best kept secrets in Carroll is JP Flooring. I was looking to replace the floor in a couple rooms at home. It can be super overwhelming with all of the options available. I popped by JP Flooring and was super surprised and impressed with the showroom and selection. I had no idea how extensive their product lines were. They have a designer on staff that helped me narrow down what I was looking for. When you change your floors, it changes the whole character of a room. I used their product visualizer and could literally see in advance what the styles would look like in my room. I totally recommend JP Flooring in Carroll.
Family owned and operated since 1948, Quant Auto Salvage is the area's best full-service scrap facility. Whether you are looking to sell scrap iron, vehicles, or batteries, or you need to locate that difficult-to-find part for your vehicle, they have what you need. And if it isn't in stock, they can locate it with their nationwide parts database, or you can pull it yourself at their You Pull It. Quant Auto Salvage. They sell the best and recycle the rest on Kitty Hawk Avenue in Carroll.
Coming to you live here from the Gatorade broadcast booth, distributed by Pepsi Beverages. Gatorade helping athletes fuel, recover, and perform. We head to the bottom of the first inning. I want to give a shout out to New Way Auto Group in Coon Rapids, sponsoring Sports on the Go with me, giving me a vehicle to drive to all the different sporting events I've been covering for nearly 3 years now. The feature vehicle of the day is a 2019 Jeep Grand Cherokee. It's a four-wheel drive, bright white clear coat in color. Gets about 29 miles per gallon on the highway. For more details, call New Way Auto Group at 800-861-7268 or check out the Carroll Broadcasting website for a picture with a link with more details. Sports on the Go with me, Jeff Blankwood, powered by New Way Auto Group in Coon Rapids, home of warranty forever, and your home for free oil changes for life. Easton O'Brien, Sawyer Terrell, and Carter Pellet scheduled for Atlantic, and there is going to be a shot out towards Lampman and left. He'll make the catch on the very first pitch to O'Brien, who is having a really good year, came in hitting at 370. So a line out on the first pitch will bring up now the second baseman, Sawyer Terrell. Terrell hitting .212 with a double and 5 RBI. Ethan Lowe, the junior, on the hill tonight for the Knights, comes in 2-0 on the year. He has made this is his fifth game on the hill and fifth start of the year. Pop up. That one drifting foul back behind the plate. Erlmeyer will give chase, but it'll land up on the roof, and the count is 0-1. Lowe has thrown 24 innings, giving up 20 hits and 10 runs. 7 of those are earned. A very strong 2.04 ERA. Has struck out 25, walked 15. His walks and hits per innings pitch 1.46, and opponents are batting .213 against him. And again, his fifth start of the year and fifth appearance on the hill. Pitch on the way. There's a chopper out toward short. Ryle will scoop, comes up firing. The ball off a line. That'll pull the first baseman that time, Josh Langle, off the bag. Nice job by Langle to go get the ball so it doesn't get away. Terrell going to reach on the air. That'll put a runner at first with a one out, and it's going to bring up Carter Pellet. The first baseman coming in hitting 167, 3 double, and 3 home run on the year. He has driven in 12. So when he hits for power. That slugging percentage at .417. Short lead over at first. Pitch on the way. Swung on and missed. Came inside with a fastball. And the count is 0-1. Max Erlmeyer behind the plate. Josh Langle at first. Logan Siebenaller at second. Benicio Lejano at third. Trevor Ryle at short. We'll give you the outfield here in just a moment. Breaking ball swung on and missed. And the count quickly 0-2. Kobe Lampman in left. Carter Putney in center. Cooper Potabom getting the start out in right field for the Knights. Putney shadowing left just a little bit. He's on the left field side of second base. There is strike 3 call. Lowe picks up his first strikeout of the night. And that is going to be the second out here in the inning. And Xavier Darrow, the third baseman, will step in, hitting .217, couple of double, 9 RBI on the season. Ethan, not known as a guy that strikes a ton of guys out. He's kind of a control pitcher, but throwing a little harder this year. And that's allowed him to be able to get a few more strikeouts, but always has had great control. He'll miss up top as I say that on the first pitch, and the count is 1-0. 2 out, 1 on, bottom of the first, scoreless ball game. Got him to chase the high fastball, and the count evens up at 1-1. Terrell on at second is 2 of 3 in stolen bases, but he doesn't look like he's going to run. He's got maybe a 2-step lead over there. Pitch on the way outside. Low working quickly, and the count now 2 balls and 1 strike. Siebenaller playing up the middle. He's only about 4 or 5 steps off of the bag out at second base. Same with the shortstop, Trevor Ryle. So if there's a gap, runner does go. The throw down to second, not going to be in time. So Terrell didn't look like he was going to go, and then takes off and ends up getting his third stolen base of the year. Now 3 of 4. And the Trojans have the tying run over at second base with the 2 outs. And they count 2 balls and 2 strikes right now on Darrow. Siebenaller holding the runner on. Pitch on the way. Flight out towards shallow right field. Potabom coming in. That could be trouble, but he's going to get there, dives, and makes a diving catch for the final out of the inning. Struggled to find that when we talked about the sun, but he found it in the sun at the last second for the final out of the inning. No runs on no hits. A 1 error, 1 left for the Trojans. We will head to the top of the second. Knights on top right now by a score of 1-0. We are back in 1 minute right here on Kick 106.7.
At Carroll County Solid Waste, we deliver environmental services together because, like all teams, together, everyone achieves more. We all enjoy a snack and a drink when cheering for our favorite team. When finished, be a team player. Put your bottles and cans in the recycle bin and your empty food packaging in the trash. Visit our website at carrollcountylandfill.com for details of how to be part of the recycle team. Because together, we're stronger. We're Carroll County Solid Waste, wishing our area athletes a safe and successful sports season.
People want and deserve more comfort, efficiency, and reliability, both in their homes and places of work. Dries Company will be there to meet these challenges, whether we are designing a new system or servicing your existing equipment. We are a rapidly growing company that strives to meet and exceed all your expectations. No matter if you are looking to buy new appliances or need the help from one of our certified technicians, we are here for you. We pride ourselves in our installation and service. Dries Company, servicing the Carroll area since 1933.
Cooper Potabom, who just made that great diving catch. Josh Langle and Evan Lowe are the scheduled hitters for the Kuemper Knights as we head here to the top of the second inning. Yes, we're at Merchants Park, and yes, the Knights are the visitors on the scoreboard. First game of a varsity doubleheader, and they are the visiting team in this first game. First pitch on the way to Potabom, taken outside for ball one. Coop comes in, hitting at .242 on the year, couple of doubles, 6 RBI. Pearl working quickly, pitch in the dirt. And they count quickly. 2 balls and no strikes right now on Potabom. A few more people filing in, as we said. Going to have a nice crowd by the time this one is over. 2-0 pitch. Misses a low and away. And the count now 3 balls and no strikes. Knights got 2 runners on in that first inning. There's a strike at the waist, and the count is 3-1. And a total of 3 guys left at 2 on base. 3-1 pitch on the way. There's a shot back up the middle. Diving as O'Brien comes up with it. Gets up firing and gets him over at first base. What an outstanding play by Easton O'Brien. The shortstop dove, ended up coming down hard on the shoulder and on the side of the face, but was right behind second base and got up and showed a very strong arm to throw it over to Pellet. Potabom runs well, got him by about a quarter of a step over at first base in a bang-bang play, but 1 out with nobody on, and the batter is now Josh Langle. Langle will step in, takes the first pitch in there for a strike. And the count is 0-1. Langle hitting 182 on the year. Couple of double, 11 RBI. He's put together a nice defensive year over at first base. Pitch on the way. Low and away. And the count now 1 ball and 1 strike. O'Brien shading just up the middle a little bit. There's a foul ball back on to play. 1 ball and 2 strikes now the count on Josh Langle. We'll have a Motor Inn player of the game. That'll come up in the postgame here tonight. I'll get a picture of that player of the game and get that posted to the Carroll Broadcasting Sports Network Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram pages tonight. Breaking ball misses. And the count now 2 balls and 2 strikes. Motor Inn of Carroll, your premier Toyota, Chevy, and Buick dealership for everything from sales to service to parts and collision. 2-2 pitch misses, and the count runs to 3-2. Want to thank Western Iowa Network supplying the internet for us here, folks. And I tell you what, a great local company. Absolutely love dealing with them with everything we do. They always take care of us and do a great job. Their product is outstanding. There's a swing and a miss. First strikeout here tonight for Pearl. Second out in the inning for the Knights, and that's going to bring up the designated hitter, Evan Lowe. Lowe coming in, hitting .207, a double, 7 RBI on the year. I have Western Iowa Network's Wi-Fi at my place, and I've had it for close to 10 years now and have never had one issue with any of their products or with the Wi-Fi. Everything uploads. We're doing live video, running the game from a computer system that we have set up here. We're tweeting. We do a lot of and pull a lot off of the internet here and never have any issues. So thanks to Western Iowa Networks for doing that. Give them a call for any of your internet and cable and even cell phone needs. 1-0 pitch misses low and inside, and the count 2 balls and no strikes on the batter, Evan Lowe. Knights started their rally last inning with 2 outs. And now Pearl finds himself behind 3 balls and no strikes. To the batter, Evan Lowe, top of the order. Logan Siebenoller is waiting on deck. 3-0 pitch in there for a strike. Stop sign on that time. Is no way that Lowe was going to be swinging at that one. 3-1 pitch coming up. It's on the way down in the dirt for ball 4. That's going to get to the back stump, so Lowe will sprint down to first. He'll round the bag and take a look back.
We go to the top of the order for the Knights.
Second base on balls given up by Pearl here tonight. And that's going to bring up Siebenoller. He popped up to the shortstop his first time up. Logan coming in, hitting .338, 5 doubles, couple of triples, 13 RBI. Very much a spark plug for this offense when he gets on base. He is such a great base runner, 29 to 31 in stolen bases, that he creates havoc for the defense. Pitch on the way, going to miss outside to Siebenoller, and they count 1 ball, no strikes. Low 6 of 6 in stolen bases. We'll see if the Knights look to run against Clevi Johnson. Not a real big lead for him over at first. And there is the throw over, back in easily as Pallet applies the tag. So Lowe will creep back out again, about a 2.5 step lead. Now takes a little bigger one. And the 1-0 pitch on the way. Called a strike on the inside corner. And they count 1 ball and 1 strike. Like the strike zone so far here tonight. Seen some pitches up above the waist a little bit. It's supposed to be from the numbers down. And a lot of times those pitches above the waist don't seem to get called. But that one right above the belt. Throw over, real close play as Lowe was actually still in his process of moving off of the bag. And the quick throw by Pearl. Pellet applied the tag, got him on the helmet, but the hand was back in on the bag. 1 ball, 1 strike right now on Siebenoller. Pearl taking his time, pitch on the way, got a swing and a miss. Started that one in the middle of the zone. It ended up low and away, and they count 1 ball and 2 strikes. Maluhana, one of the assistant coaches over in the third base coach's box. Riley Bach, one of the other assistant coaches in the first base coach's box. Another throw over, Low back in it safely this time, much easier. Head coach Randy Snyder sitting over by Blake Potabom, one of his former players and a great player just a couple of years ago. Pitch on the way, runner goes. Ball inside, throw down to second, going to sail a little bit. O'Brien goes up to get it. But in with a stolen base is going to be Evan Lowe. And Lowe now 7 of 7 in stolen bases this year. That 1-2 pitch missed, and the count runs to 2-2. Pitch was up and in, nearly got Siebenoller, but he was able to creep away from it just a little bit. Breaking ball, fly ball out towards center. Coming in early was Larson, now on the chase, and he's just able to run that one down, kind of snow coned it, as it almost got out of the glove, but that is the final out of the inning. No runs on no hits, no errors, and 1 left for the Knights in the top of the second. We'll head to the bottom of the second with Kuemper on top, 1-0. We're back in a minute here on Kick 106.7.
Life's better when you're under our roof. That's because our expert agents will make you feel totally protected with the right auto and home coverage at the right price. Also, you can enjoy the dreams you've worked so hard to achieve. American Family Insurance.
From footings to framing to finish. For farm, home, or commercial, for more than 90 years, Wall Lake Lumber Company has been proud to help our communities grow. With 4 convenient locations and one of the largest building material inventories in the area, we are sure to be able to fill all your building needs. From project design and estimating to friendly advice, we can't wait to be part of the process for you. Wall Lake Lumber, with locations in Wall Lake, Lakeview, Odebolt, and Carroll. We're not your grandpa's lumberyard.
Tanner O'Brien, Jason Larson, Clevi Johnson to do up for Atlantic. We head here to the bottom of the second. First pitch swung on and missed by O'Brien, and the count is 0-1. O'Brien, the right fielder, coming in, hitting .244 on the year, 3 double, a triple, and it's 7 RBI. 0-1 offering from Lowe, swung on and missed. Just right now throwing the ball past him, and the count no balls and 2 strikes. Low right back on the rubber. He's ready to go, peering over the glove like Randy Johnson did years ago. 0-2 pitch. Just misses outside. Breaking ball. And the count goes to 1-2. We're coming to you live here, of course, from the Gatorade broadcast booth, distributed by Pepsi Beverages. Gatorade helping athletes fuel, recover, and perform. 1-2 pitch. Tried a little further outside. Almost got him to chase it. But the count goes to 2 balls and 2 strikes. Wind really blowing from right to left field. That flag standing almost straight out there. There's a fly ball that's going to stay on the infield. Lango called off by Siebenaller, who loses it in the sun, and it reaching on the air is going to be O'Brien. So Lango was calling it, and then Siebenaller calls him off. Couldn't quite see it. Ended up getting just a little bit of the glove on it as he adjusted it late, but unable to squeeze that one in. And O'Brien on base now for Atlantic to lead things off. Throw over to first. Back in safely is Tanner O'Brien. O'Brien 10 of 10 on stolen bases this year. The center fielder Jace Larson stepping in the plate, a 163 hitter on the year. Pitch on the way. There is a bunt. They're going to move the runner. Low will field. The throw to first is in time. Covering on the play is going to be Langle. So 1-3 on that sack bunt, and moves the runner O'Brien up to second. 1 out here in the inning, and the batter is the catcher Clevi Johnson. Johnson hitting at .212 on the year, 4 double and an RBI. Knights on top here, 1-0. Don't forget our live video with Will Miners running it over to my right. You can watch and listen to the game on the CB Sports Network, and that's powered by New Way Auto Group down in Coon Rapids. That pitch in the dirt. 1 ball, no strikes. Nice job that time by Earl Meyer of getting the body out in front of that one and knocking it down. Earl Meyer will head off to play some college baseball. I think he's going to have a nice, solid career. He's done a really good job. Keeps growing behind the plate. Fundamentally solid defensively. 1-0 pitch on the way. That one in there for a strike. And they count 1 ball and 1 strike as he caught the outside corner. Siebenaller again holding the runner on with a right-handed batter at the plate in Johnson. He's just shadowing the bag. Lowe will take a couple of looks back, comes to the plate, catches the outside corner. And the strike, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Lango playing well behind the bag over at first. Potabom shadowing right fielder a bit on the right field line. There's a chopper foul. And the count remains 1-2 now on Johnson. If there's a gap right now in the Kuemper outfield, you got Potabom playing towards the right field line in right, and then you've got Putney on the left field side of second base. So if there's a gap right now, especially with Siebenaller holding the runner on, that would be where you would want to go. So more than likely, Kuemper not going to try to work the outside corner too much. Either that or they believe that Johnson is a clear pull hitter. 1-2 pitch misses, and the count goes to 2-2. Lowe taking a little more time with a runner on base. There's a chopper out towards short. Ryle will drift over to third. Bobbled it, throws it to second. That's going to hit the runner who thought about going. So reaching on the fielder's choice is going to be Johnson. Runners going to be at first and second with 1 out here in the inning. Ryle drifted over. That was kind of a slow roller. And he decided after that little bobble that I don't think he felt he had a shot at Johnson. And he saw out of the corner of his eye O'Brien breaking a little bit off a second towards third. So he tried to throw it over there and ended up hitting him. And now we're going to get a runner over at first base for Atlantic. Coming in to run for the Trojans is going to be Gavin McLaren, the freshman. And he is a big boy for a freshman. Tall young man. And we're going to get Doug Waniger on the headsets here in just a moment. He's just getting here from work. And the pitch on the way, low and away. And they count 1 ball, no strikes right now on the batter, Jaden Pearl.
Hello, Jeff.
Doug, how are you?
Good. I'm a little unprepared, but
yeah,
I'm here. I made it.
Listeners are used to that, right?
Yeah. And I know they've been listening to you.
Pitch on the way, chop foul at the plate.
The young man over there at first base for Atlantic is actually the grandson of this guy sitting over here, Tom McLaren.
Okay.
Actually works for us at Home Shield.
Okay.
So.
Well, folks, I will tell you that Doug is usually one of the most prepared guys. He usually has like a book of stats and everything with him, and he's done homework. Reminds me a little bit of my years working with Jim Van Dyke, and Jim always had, those yellow legal pads that he'd have a ton of them.
Yeah, well, I like to be able to talk to,
Absolutely.
give everybody, but I had a couple things I had to do before I got down here, and if I kept going, I wasn't going to get here. So
1-1 pitch was swung on and missed, and a nice piece of hitting that time by Pearl. He takes an outside pitch, inside outed it to where the shortstop would have been at, but Raya was holding the runner on, and he ends up picking up a base hit. First base hit given up by Lowe here tonight, and the bases are now loaded. As doing a good job of getting to that one quickly was Kobe Lampman, and he kept the runner, Tanner O'Brien, over at third. So Gavin McLaren moves over to second, Pearl on at first. We're going to get a runner for him as well, as he is the pitcher.
That was really a good job of hitting there, Jeff. Like you said, he inside out, and it just took between third and short. Get the base hit into left field.
Jonathan Bullock will come in as the courtesy runner over at first, and Brock Goodrich is going to be batting. Goodrich must be his first at bat, because I could not find his name in varsity bound at all for them statistically from at the plate. That ball going to get away from Erlmeyer. Comes off the glove. We've got to play at the plate, and coming in safely on the slide is Tanner O'Brien. So scoring on the pass ball is Tanner O'Brien. Moving down to third is McLaren. Up to second is Bullock. And the count is a 1-0 now on Goodrich. And Doug, both teams have scored their run either on a pass ball or the Knights scored on a wild pitch.
Yeah, and those are, that's a situation where you don't want that to happen, because like we said, likely this kid's first at bat. We want to make sure that he's swinging the bat.
1 ball, no strikes right now, the count on Goodrich. Pitch on the way. There's a chopper up the middle. That's going to score a run. Siebenaller will field in front of second, throw to first in time. Second out of the inning, but an RBI ground out. And Doug, a nice piece of hitting that time, hitting the ball over to the right side. That allows that runner from third to be able to see the play and be able to score on it. And Atlantic leads it here 2-1.
Yeah, if you're coaching the Atlantic players, that's exactly what you want to get out of him. Obviously, you want to get a hit, but if you can't get a hit, you want a long fly ball, which is tough to do intentionally, but trying to get that ball over to the right side on a pitch that maybe you can't handle otherwise is exactly what you want to see him do.
Dangerous hitter in Easton O'Brien at the plate. Going to say that he went around on a check swing, and the count is 0-1. O'Brien lined out to left field on a shot on the very first pitch to Kobe Lampman that he saw back in the first inning. Pitch on the way, runner at third, 2 out. Breaking ball misses inside. The reason why I say O'Brien is dangerous, comes in hitting .370, 8 doubles, a triple, and has driven in 7.
I almost feel naked, Jeff. I'm used to having all those stats in front of me. I didn't get anything today. I was busy at work.
1-1 pitch, called a strike on the outside corner. My only response to that is I am so glad you're not.
Me either.
1-2 offering, breaking ball taken up. And they count now 2 balls and 2 strikes. So the Knights got a run in the top of the first. Atlantic has come back with 2 here in the bottom of the second. Pitch on the way, setting up outside. That's going to be chopped over to the right side. Siebenaller will dive. Is he going to be able to make the play to first in time? They're going to say he got him. O'Brien not happy with that one. Neither is Coach Perkins, the first base coach for Atlantic, but they're going to call him out on a bang play and an outstanding defensive play by Siebenaller. Doug had to dive, didn't really have time to get up and get set to throw, so kind of had to jump in the air to throw that one.
As great a play as you'll ever see on an infield ball, and I had him out looking at it. I mean, obviously I wanted him to be out, but I think if you watch the replay, you'd see that Siebes got him. But just a fantastic play by Logan Siebenaller.
2 runs on 1 hit, 1 error, and 1 left for the Atlantic Trojans here in the bottom of the second. They'll lead it 2-1. We're back in 1 minute right here on Kick 106.7.
Oh, hell no, not again. Has the roof on your home or business been damaged by the recent hailstorm? Does your roof need looked at? Let our hail damage experts at Brinks Exteriors work for you to get you a new roof. Call 712 Roof Pro. We know the last thing you want to do is worry about your biggest investment. Hail happens, but we can fix it. Call Brinks Exteriors now for a free roof inspection. 712 Roof Pro.
Olson's Outdoor Power is your one-stop service and equipment shop for all things outdoor. We sell the best power sports products in the business, from Polaris, Can-Am, Sea-Doo, and Ski-Doo, trailers to tackle any job from H&H, Triton, and Wilson, and we continue to lead the way in lawn and garden equipment with great products from Exmark, Dixie Chopper, Husqvarna, Cub Cadet, Steel, and Echo. Add factory-trained technicians in 2 locations, and it's easy to see why Olson's Outdoor Power is the leader in all things outdoor. Olson's Outdoor Power, your one-stop service and equipment shop with locations in Atlantic and Carroll.
of the third inning, and we've got a base hit to open things up for the Kuemper Knights as Carter Putney slices one into left center. He's going to dig around second, coming into third. The throw will not be in time. And Putney in with a stand-up triple on the very first pitch here in the top of the third inning.
Really good to see Carter get a good hit like that. Struggled a little bit early coming out of the golf season, but the other thing I like is when he took off, he wasn't thinking about first or second. He was thinking about third all the way.
That'll bring up now Benicio Lujano. The Knights have 2, 3, 4 due up here in the top of the third. So it'll be Putney at Lujano and then Ethan Lowe. Kuemper trailing at 2-1, but the tying run now at third. First pitch on the way to Lujano. Misses outside, and they count 1-0. Lujano reached on an error his first time up and came in to score on a wild pitch. Interesting thing, 2 pretty good ball clubs here. We've had 3 runs, none of them earned so far here in the game. Pitch on the way. There's a chopper. That'll be the first earned run of the game. It's going to be scooped up by Terrell, the second baseman. The play, the first is in time, but coming in to score is going to be Putney, and we're tied at 2 apiece.
Benicio, one of the really good hitters, probably the best hitter of the night lineup. Again, getting the job done, getting that run in. When you get that runner at third base, you want to score him.
I always say, Doug, to me, anytime, if you get a guy on second or on third, you want to hit the ball to that right side.
Absolutely.
Because that always seems to move the runner unless the infield is pulled in. Lowe will step up, takes the first pitch on the inside corner for strike one. Lowe singled his first time up, eventually stranded over at third. Pearl staying out of the windup here with nobody on base. And the pitch on the way. That's going to get away back to the backstop, but with nobody on base, it won't hurt anything.
Yeah, no harm, no
one
foul.
ball and 1 strike. Coming over to get it is Trevor Ryle, who is waiting on deck. Kuemper dug out yelling over here. Pitch on the way, swung on and missed. 1 ball and 2 strikes. It was just some screaming noises was all it was. And I give Doug stats, and what's he do? He lets them blow away. Doug, I haven't picked on you on the air for a couple of weeks. 1-2 pitch, chopper. That one is going to be out to the shortstop. It's going to take a high hop over Easton O'Brien. It's going to get out into left field. I'm going to go base hit on that one because that took one of those funky hops up off of the edge of the grass and went up over O'Brien. And really lucky, Doug. You've got a very nice young lady who just ran down there and got your stat sheet.
I think that was her mom over there taking care of me, making sure that I got taken care of. But those Atlantic people are always good people.
They are
I
good
got to know a lot of them over the years from wrestling.
Yep.
And I hear some of these names today. Remember them from the wrestling match back in the day when, well, Cal was wrestling, but I went to most of the meets still last year anyway, so.
So over at first base right now is a Lowe. Ethan, 11 of 14 in stolen bases this year, so a base running threat. And actually, I think we should have a courtesy runner for him, and we do. And that looks like Tristan Jansen over there running for him. So Jansen on as the courtesy runner. Jansen, a good base stealer as well, 5 of 5 this year.
And good speed.
Yeah, 1 ball and no strikes right now to Trevor Ryle, and there's a pop-up that's going to stay on the infield. Jansen was almost all the way to second. He's going to have to hurry back and gets back just in front of the O'Brien throw. So Easton O'Brien, the shortstop, makes the catch and then tried to double him up, but unable to double him up as Jansen got back just ahead of it, and there are 2 outs here in the inning. That's going to bring up Kobe Lattman. Lattman, the lefty, grounded over to first his first time up.
Yeah, they had the hit and run on. That's one thing, the running as a runner there, you got to take a look a little bit to see where that ball went, make sure it went through and wasn't in the air.
Throw over to first. Jansen just in ahead of the tag. I was calling a softball game, Doug, last night, and one of the rare times I've ever seen. Bases loaded, 1 out, deep fly ball. Center fielder sprints back, makes a running catch, and then picks off the runner at third, who didn't realize just took off and ended up not going back and tagging up. So they end up getting the double play to get out of the inning.
That's the thing about any sport, but really in baseball, softball, you've got to be paying attention at every second. I mean, maybe what you think you're going to do turns out to be the wrong thing. Maybe somebody else didn't see the sign or whatever. Maybe it's supposed to be a hit and run and you didn't run, which that's not going to cause you anything dangerous, but it can get you in trouble if you're not paying attention.
Another throw over to first and back in safely is Jansen. Jansen's Mom not going to be happy. She's going to have a uniform she's going to have to clean pretty hard tonight after this because he's dove back in, I think, about 5 times already. There's a line shot. Going to get over the shortstop's head. Jansen will dig around second for third. On with the single is going to be Lampman. And Jansen with that speed moves down to third. So runners on the corners now with 2 outs. That is the 4th base hit for the Knights here against Pearl. And third in this inning, and that's going to bring up Cooper Potabom.
Yeah, it just got over the outstretched hands of the second baseman, or otherwise we would have had another situation where Tristan would have gotten doubled off. But fortunately, ends over at third base. We got first and third with 2 outs now.
And Doug, I think the sun played an impact on that one. I mentioned it in the pregame. We're at that time of the day right now where that right side fighting the sun, and Terrell looked like he had a hard time picking that one up, was a little bit late on the jump, and I think it's part of the reason that got over his head. Stepping off of the rubber that time and faking a throw over to first is going to be Pearl.
Talking about that, this is when that time of night when the scoreboard gets hard to read as well.
Yep, pitch on the way. Up top, and they count 1 ball and no strikes. I don't know what happened in the Merchants game on Sunday,
but the
scoreboard went out. I think I've heard it before where it gets overheated. I think I've heard that before.
Well, it might have got overheated that day with bases on balls.
Pitch on the way, swung on and missed. 1-1 now on Potabom. Potabom grounded out to the shortstop his first time up. So 1 ball and 1 strike right now on Cooper Potabom. Coop coming in again, hitting .242, couple of doubles on the year.
Cooper's got 6 RBIs. He'd like to get that up to 7 or 8 right now.
Runner still over at first right now for the Knights, and that is Kobe Lampman. Lampman, 16 of 17 in stolen bases, and he is going to take second on the pitch. And the pitch misses, so the count runs to 2-1. So 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 on, 2 out. Top of the third, 2-2 ball game. Pitch on the way, outside. And they count 3 balls and 1 strike. Motor Inn player of the game coming up in the postgame here tonight. Motor Inn of Cary, your premier Toyota, Chevy, and Buick dealership for everything from sales to service to parts and collision. 3-1 offering, breaking ball called a strike. Nope, called it just wide is what he said. So there is going to be ball 4. 3rd walk here tonight on Pearl, and that is going to load the bases for Josh Langle. Langle struck out swinging back in the 2nd inning in his only other plate appearance. Langle coming in, hitting .182, couple of double, 11 RBI on the year.
Josh had a really hot start to the season. He's always been a good hitter, and he's got relatively decent power as well, but he's really got an opportunity here with the bases loaded.
A chance for him to get the lead back here. There's going to be a hit by pitch. Nope, are they going to bring him back? Yep.
Yeah, they're going to say he leaned into it.
Back. Yep. So he was hit by the pitch, but they're going to say that he leaned into it, so that is going to be ball 1. So 1-0 the count now on Langle. You don't see that call often.
But it is. I think it was the correct call.
I do too. I think it happens a lot more than it gets called. And kids today, they're taught how to take the hit for one, but they're kind of taught how to lean in a little bit.
Well, that and Josh is right up on the line as well.
Chopper on the infield. That's going to be a slow chopper. The throw over to first from third is going to be in time by the third baseman, Xavier Darrow. And Atlantic going to get out of trouble here in this 3rd inning of play. But the Knights do push a run across the board. They pick up 1 run. They get that 1 run on 3 hits. There was no errors, and the Knights leave the bases loaded. Kuemper has left 6 on through 3, but we are tied at 2 apiece. We're back in 1 minute right here on a Kick 106.7.
Visiting DePaco Credit Union was the thing that started all this.
We had a lot of student loan debt, low credit scores for bad decisions we had made in our younger years.
We thought it was the point where you could never come back from it. We've always wanted to own our own restaurant, so I just kind of floated the idea like, oh, I found this food truck.
I was like, yeah, let's try it. DePaco helped us so much with just putting everything together.
Definitely life-changing for us.
What we have right now would not have been possible without DePaco Credit Union.
At New Way Ford in Coon Rapids and New Way Auto in Jefferson, we make your vehicle buying experience stress-free. Our sales team will help determine your vehicle needs with options and features that you desire. Our finance team will explain financing terms and options best for each customer. Our service team is always here for you, from our Oil Changes for Life program to our exclusive warranty forever. We work to keep your New Way vehicle going long after the sale. Stop by and let our family help yours get into the next car, truck, or SUV.
We come to you live here from the Gatorade broadcast booth, distributed by Pepsi Beverages. Gatorade helping athletes fuel, recover, and perform. First pitch to Sawyer Terrell, misses up in the count, 1 ball and no strikes. Low right back on it. There's a shot foul down the third base side, and the count evens up now at 1-1. Terrell reached on an error his first time up, stole second, and then was stranded there back in the first inning. 2-3-4 due up for Atlantic here in the bottom of the third. Terrell will be followed by Carter Pallett and Xavier Darrow.
That was just foul, too.
Yeah, didn't miss much. There's a swing and a miss, a really nice breaking ball. And those off-speed pitches, Doug, the low boys, both of them, are so very good at those off-speed pitches.
Perfect time to use it, too. He just was out in front of that last one, and it was fastball, ripped it down the line, just slowed it up a little bit more, and he was way out in front of that pitch.
Just misses outside with the breaking ball that time. The count runs to 2 balls and 2 strikes. Nice location on that last one. Tried to get him to chase, only missed by maybe a half an inch to an inch. Comes back, fastball up and in. That's going to be flied out towards shallow right. Drifting back, though, is going to be Siebenaller. That one will not get out of the infield, so a pop-up to Siebenaller. And they count, the first out, and that's going to bring up Carter Pellett. Doug, the one thing I've noticed this year is so many of the pitches coming off at the hands or the end of the bat. I keep thinking they're hit harder than what they are, but a lot of these balls end up on the infield because pitchers are doing a really good job of jamming players this year or getting it right off the very end of the bat.
Yeah, and part of it maybe is just swinging at balls you shouldn't be swinging at, too.
Pitch in there for a strike to Pellett, and the count 0-1. Pellett struck out looking his first time up. Defense playing pretty well straight up right now. Low out of the line. Pitch on the way. Breaking ball. Swung on and missed. No balls, 2 strikes right now on Carter Pellett. 2-2 our score here. We're in the bottom half of the third. Yes, we're at Merchants Park, but Atlantic, the home team, the first game of this varsity doubleheader.
Yeah, we talked earlier. That must be an agreement between the two schools because these teams had always played single home games for, we'd go to Atlantic, they'd come up here, and I think they just wanted to combine it to make it a little bit easier this year.
1 ball and 2 strikes. I know we talked to Coach Snyder before the game. He really likes these double headers. He kind of enjoys getting these double headers. So 1 ball, 2 strikes. Pitch on the way. Popped up. That will get out into the outfield. Coming out is Ryle. Coming in is going to be Putney. He'll drift over towards the left a little bit and makes the catch for the second out here in the inning. That's going to bring up the third baseman, Xavier Darrow. Darrow flew out to right his first time up with a diving catch by Cooper Potabom as he came in and dove forward to be able to make the play.
Those doubleheaders are fun sometimes, but it's more fun this year than last year, and it's going to be
less
next
stressful
year.
For you?
No, because this year they're all at home. Last year they were all on the road, and we rotate that every year.
Yes. Yeah, so the Knights will have a lot of road games next year.
Next year again, we're back in the routine from last year where we're at Clarinda, at Red Oak, at Shenandoah, at Creston, at Council Bluffs, Lewis Central.
1 ball, 1 strike right now, the count on Darrow.
I think the only road game we have this year, road doubleheader, is at Glenwood, if I remember right.
I think as well. That one thrown to the backstop. And the count now should be 2 balls, I think, in 1 strike. If I can, I thought the first pitch was in there for a strike, and then, 2-1. There we go. Coach, I call him still Coach Corson, but Cole Corson behind the plate gives that out. 2-1 pitch up top, 3 balls in 1 strike. Doug, the interesting thing until the Knights scored there at the beginning of that inning, all of the runs had been scored with 2 outs in this ball game as well. So we had first 3 runs here tonight were all scored with 2 outs in the inning.
Yeah, that disproves the theory that you always want to get your leadoff hitter on, but usually you can move them around one way or another.
There is a ball 4.
And sometimes it's just playing small ball. Maybe you did get your leadoff hitter on and you butt him over and maybe a stolen base or something like that.
Yep.
Get him in scoring position.
First walk given up by Lowe here tonight, 16th of the season for him. And again in 26, almost 27, 26 and 2/3 innings pitched. That's going to bring up Tanner O'Brien. He reached on an error his first time up and takes the first pitch in there for a strike, and the count is 0-1. Lowe tonight giving up 1 hit, 2 runs. Neither one over more earned. He has struck out 1 and walked 1. They're setting up inside. There's a nice fastball swung on and missed. And they count no balls and 2 strikes. See.
Getting another beautiful night here at the park.
Yes.
I mean, there have been several ball games where the weather's been perfect.
Runner goes, and he's going to take second that time.
Pitch was outside. Earl just couldn't
Did
make
a nice
throw
job
on
at
it.
just
Stop it.
getting that one stopped. Otherwise, that one went to the backstop. So Darrow will move up to second. Count runs to 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Darrow might have ended up on third just because if it had got away from him because he was already stealing.
Pitch on the way. There's a shot. Is that going to be it? It'll be backhanded by Siebes. He can't quite get the exchange, though. So reaching on the air for the second time on Siebenaller is going to be O'Brien, and runners will be on the corners here with 2 outs. And the batter will be the center fielder, Jace Larson. He had a sac bunt back to the pitcher his first time up back in the second inning. Larson coming into tonight hitting 163 with 6 RBI on the year.
You know, Siebes would like to have that play back for sure. That's a play he makes.
Yeah, most of the time.
But unfortunately not that time.
Yeah, fielded it with the back end up the middle and would have had him at first, but just could not get that ball exchanged from the glove into the hand. Lowe going to throw over to first, back in safely and easily that time is Tanner O'Brien.
Not a real serious pickoff move, but just enough to let him know that he's there.
Yep, O'Brien 10 of 10 in stolen bases this year, so I'm sure they want to keep an eye on him. There's a chopper up the middle. Siebenaller will field the throw to first in time, and that is going to do it for Atlantic here in the bottom half of the third inning. No runs on it, no hits, a 1 error, 2 left for Atlantic here on the bottom of the third. We'll head to the top of the fourth. It is still a 2-2 ball game. We're back in 1 minute right here on Kick 106.7.
This is Iowa, and Avela Bank has called Iowa home since 1870. With 17 locations across the state, we're proud to be part of your community. Right now, you can open an Avela Bank Simply Free checking account for you or your business and get a new debit card immediately. We'll even buy your old bank's unused checks. Stop by or visit us online to see how we're making better banking available for you. Avela Bank, member FDIC.
Motor Inn of Carroll is your hometown team for all of your sales, service, parts, and collision needs all season long. From the helpful sales staff to the area's best service department, Motor Inn of Carroll has the expertise that you need to stay on the road and keep that auto investment looking good. From work to play, they have it all. Good luck to all the area teams from Motor Inn of Carroll.
9-1-2 due up for the Kuemper Knights as we head here to the top of the fourth inning, tied at 2-2. Evan Lowe will be followed by Logan Siebenaller and Carter Putney. Jeff Blankman, Doug Wanderger with you here tonight. Thanks to Tiff back in the studio. Thanks to Casey Miners over here to my right, running our video production here tonight. And again, you can watch and listen to this game on the CB Sports Network YouTube channel. So thanks to Will coming out to run it for us tonight. First pitch to Lowe is fouled back out of play, and the count is 0-1. Lowe reached on a walk his first time up, stole second, was stranded there. That back in the second inning. 0-1 pitch from Pearl, swung on and missed. And the count goes to no balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, Evans got his average up to 207. I see the team batting average up to 267 coming into the ball game, so they've been hitting the ball better over the course of the last couple of weeks.
Pitch on the way, low and away. 1 ball and 2 strikes right now to Lowe, and that's the one area that I thought last year late in the season and then the postseason really got going. And one of the things I kind of talked with Randy about tonight is getting kind of into that rhythm here late in the season. There's a chopper out to second. Terrell will field and makes the throw. Lowe hustling down the line, made it close. But the 4-3 ground out will be the first out here in the top of the second inning, or top of the fourth inning, I should say.
And the thing last year, we got timely hitting. I mean, we didn't waste runners at second or third base, especially late in the season when they made that playoff run as Logan steps in.
Siebenaller will step in 0-for-2 tonight. Flew out to the shortstop in the first and flew out to the center fielder in the second inning. So nobody on with a 1 out. And the pitch from Pearl, breaking ball in there for strike, and the count is 0-1. Don't forget to go back to listen to the podcast of the KCIM Sports Rewind program this morning. I had our new assistant sports director, Casey Miners, on with me this morning as both Honnold and John Ryan were gone today. That pitch outside, and the count 1-1 strike. So had fun talking to him. We talked high school baseball and softball. We talked the All Rewind All-Star festivities, which will come up in late July. We'll start working on our invites and who's all going to be invited here soon. 1-1 pitch up top, and the count runs to 2-1 strike.
Logan's got 13 walks already on the season.
Yeah, does a good job at the plate. 2-1 pitch. There is a chopper foul. That one's
good hands
over
there by.
And they count 2-2. That's Matt Lujano over there. Siebes has only struck out 13 times, Doug. You talk about the 13 walks. He's also been hit by a pitch 7 times tonight. So not afraid to step in there and not get out of the way of those balls that are coming at him.
Yeah, that's an art, and especially with a batter like Logan. You don't care how he gets on base. Yep. He's not somebody you need hitting homers or doubles in the gap. You just need him getting on base, especially at that leadoff position. 29
of 31 this year in stolen bases, and what was it last year? 44 of 45, something like that?
Yeah, it set the new school record, and then he walks again tonight, or right on that bat.
So there is the walk. That'll be the 4th walk given up by Pearl. So a 1-out walk to Siebenthaler will bring up Carter Putney. Putney 1 for 2 tonight, grounded out to second in the first, tripled and scored to lead off the 3rd inning.
That walk's almost as good as a double.
Yep.
Percentage-wise.
With Siebenthaler, yep.
When second base is open and he's on first, he's likely going to get 2.
Pellet will hold him on. We'll see if Pearl throws over there. He's got a big lead, had him leaning, but the throw over not in time as Siebes uses that athleticism to get back.
Logan, one of the many Kuemper Knights that wears that base running glove to protect his hands or mitten.
Another throw over, and we talked about this in the pregame as well. A lot of times with the first baseman struggling with the sun at this time of the night, you'll get that throw away for Kuemper. They're hoping that happens, and there it is, and it just got through the glove. Siebenthaler will take second. That was a good throw, but it went right through the glove that time of Pellet, and Siebenthaler going to reach. I'm going to call that an error on the first baseman.
You almost have to, but unfortunately, you see Pellet down there. He's looking at his glove. He probably just didn't get a good look at the ball. And Kuemper fans don't have to look too far back to think of a time when that sun really got us in the state tournament.
Absolutely. Pitch on the way. That one is going to be fouled back. And they count 0-1 now on Putney. Putney again led off the 3rd with a triple. 3 straight throwovers trying to get Siebenthaler. That tells you that, Doug, they know how good of a base stealer he is. They were worried about him, and then that played off to the Knights' dividends.
And that oftentimes, affects the pitching to the current batter, and they struggle throwing strikes to him, too. Putney's really done a good job getting his average back up here late in the season, up at 280 now.
Pitch on the way to Carter, going to be taken outside. 1-1 strike now to Putney. Benicio Lujano is waiting on deck. Shout out to New Way Auto Group in Coon Rapids, sponsoring Sports on the Go with me, giving me a vehicle to drive to all the sporting events I've been covering over the last nearly 3 years. Pitch on the way, up and in. 2-1 strike. Featured vehicle of the day is a 2019 Jeep Grand Cherokee. It's a 4-wheel drive, 76,000 miles. Call 800-861-7268 for more details. Sports on the Go with me, Jeff Blankman, powered by New Way Auto Group in Coon Rapids, home of warranty forever, and your home for free oil changes for life. That 2-1 pitch almost got Putney, and they count 3 balls now and 1 strike. Pearl's done a really nice job, Doug, but tonight it seems like when he's off, he's off for several pitches in a row.
And when he misses big.
Yep. 3-1 pitch fouled right back up against the screen, and the count runs full now on Carter Putney.
Carter, one of those really good all-around athletes. Cal's always wanted him to go out for football, but he said, Dad, he'd just be a heck of a receiver. But he's a good basketball player, good golfer, and a heck of a baseball player. Tremendous center fielder defensively.
Yeah, very good defensively. And the pitch on the way. Popped up. That's going to stay playable. Drifting into foul territory is going to be the catcher, and unable to make the play that time is Clevi Johnson. And that's one of those, Doug, I know it's a little longer run, but I'm kind of a fan, and I could be wrong, just my opinion. I almost think that's an easier play for the pitcher or even maybe the third baseman coming in, because the catcher's got to look straight up, try and find that ball, get that mask off. I think third baseman might be a long run. That might be a pitcher taking charge and take that ball.
The only reason I would differ from that opinion is in this situation with the sun, the pitcher's coming in looking in the direction of the sun. He may not see it.
There's a fly ball, and that's going to be trouble. Drifting over, and not being able to make the catch is Larson out in center. Just didn't quite see that one right away. Siebenthaler will score on the play. Putney comes in with the double. Doug, he
just a
started
tough play.
back, and then he started breaking kind of right center. That wind, I talked about it in the pregame. I think that wind blew that ball on him just a little bit.
Much more than any ball I've seen maybe in a long time here at Merchant Park. It's probably the spin coming off the bat, but it just kept moving away from him to the left field side, and he didn't have a chance.
So Pearl gives up the run here, and Lohano will step in. So Benicio steps in. He is 0 for 2 tonight with an RBI and a run scored. Reached on an error and scored in the first. Pitch on the way. Taken up top for ball 1, then grounded out to second. Driving in a run back in the third. That tied this thing at 2-2. Knights lead it 3-2.
Like we talked about, you get Siebeneller on first base with less than 2 outs. Chances are pretty good he's going to score.
Pitch up top, 2 balls and no strikes right now on Lohano. Mentioned it in the pregame, and kind of when he came up that first time, he's what makes this offense go a lot of times just by getting on base.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, especially on the top of that lineup starting a ball game.
Breaking ball misses low and away. 3 balls and no strikes now as Pearl again kind of struggling to find that strike zone. He's given up 5 hits tonight, 3 runs, only 1 earned right now. He struck out 1 and walked 4. There's a strike called. And the count is 3-1. He's done a pretty nice job here tonight when he's been behind 3-0. He just kind of takes everything off of it and just throws it right down the middle of the plate because Kuemper hasn't swung on a 3-0 yet. Putney with good speed out at second. There's a fly ball. That's going to be troubled down the line, drifting away from the right fielder, Goodrich. Run will come in to score. Luano digs around at first and into second, and he will be in with a stand-up double, back-to-back doubles for the Knights. And they lead it here by a score now of 4-2.
That's going to make Benicio happy. His average is at 273, but that's below his standards. He's usually around 350, leading hitter for the Knights last year. And nice job there that time getting that hit down the left field line and getting the RBI.
6th hit of the night here for Kuemper tonight. Knights lead at 4-2. Ethan Lowe will step in. He's 2 for 2 tonight. A couple of singles, 1 in the first and 1 in the third. Pearl taking his time looking in. Now comes set from the stretch. Lohano, short lead out at second. Pitch on the way. That's chopped, backhanded by Pellet at first. Runner will move down to third. Stepping on the bag for the second out here in the inning.
That was a nice play by Pellet. That ball didn't come up. He had to go down to the ground to get it.
And a tall young man. So that's a long way down to the ground for him. Not if Doug or I were playing over there. We're a little shorter to the ground than him.
I still wouldn't have got it, and neither would you.
Not at this age. I wouldn't have been able to bend down
Can't
fast
bend
enough
over.
to get to it. I don't know
if we did bend over, we wouldn't get back up.
Yeah. There's a breaking ball back behind the batter, Trevor Ryle. 1-0. Ryle walked in the first, stranded out at second, and popped up to the shortstop in the third.
Jeff, don't know if you do it or not, but Tim, his dad, is actually from Atlantic, so he always enjoys these games and likes to see Trevor have a good ball game against his former Trojan teammates.
Yep. 1-0 pitch misses outside. Count runs to 2 balls and no strikes.
And Lisa, I think, is as well, but I'm not 100% sure on that.
Okay. 2-0 pitch on the way. In there for a strike, and the count 2-1. Trevor coming in, hitting .322, couple of doubles, 11 RBI on the year. Has walked 16 times so far this season, so does just a really good job of getting on base.
Yeah, his on-base percentage has to be up there.
There's a fly ball out towards center. Drifting in is Larson. He'll make the catch, and that will do it. But the Knights push 2 more runs across the board here in the fourth. They get to 2 runs on 2 hits. There was a 1 error, and they leave 1 runner left on base. We will head to the bottom of the fourth. Knights on top now 4-2. We're back in 1 minute right here on Kick 106.7.
Motor Inn of Carroll is your hometown team for all of your sales, service, parts, and collision needs all season long. From the helpful sales staff to the area's best service department, Motor Inn of Carroll has the expertise that you need to stay on the road and keep that auto investment looking good. From work to play, they have it all. Good luck to all the area teams from Motor Inn of Carroll.
Being a part of a team is not only fun, it can give our students a sense of identity and help them develop long-term relationships. This is Dr. Nate Luth, Next Generation Chiropractic. Student athletes, make sure you are taking care of your body before, during, and after the game. Proper warm-ups and cool-down are vital to staying on the field or court, and having regular chiropractic appointments can help reduce the risk of injury. Stay in the game by taking care of your body. Good luck to all area student athletes this season. Let's stay healthy and have fun.
The bottom of the fourth inning coming to you live here from the Gatorade broadcast booth, distributed by Pepsi Beverages. Gatorade helping athletes fuel, recover, and perform. Jeff Blankman, Doug Wanderger with you here tonight. We've got Tiff back in the studio. Will Miners running our video here tonight. First pitch on the way, bottom of the fourth. That's going to be a chopper fair. That's going to get off of the glove of Lujano. That was going to be a base hit for Johnson anyway. Take Levi Johnson on with the second base hit here of the night for the Trojans.
Yeah, Benicio's disappointed he didn't make that play. You know, it's one of those that you make a really good play, you make it. He just wasn't able to get it done, but it would have been a heck of a play if he would have turned it over.
Healthy knee, I think he gets to that one with the knee in the situation that it is right now. That's just a tough play for him. So Johnson on with a single to lead things off here in the fourth, and that is going to bring up Jaden Pearl. Pearl singled his first time up. That back in the second inning, pitch on the way up top, and they count 1 and at no strikes.
Knights playing straight away, even with the wind blowing a little bit to the...
Sherry Wandiger bringing Doug's glasses out so he can see a little bit.
I was having trouble reading these stats that you provided to me.
Folks, I don't mean to tease Doug because I can't see things without glasses either, but he was looking at the stat sheets and I thought his nose was touching the paper. That's how close he was having to get. So your eyes must be about like mine because I'm kind of the same way.
Yeah, and then she brought me her glasses, so now I less than desirable look, that's for sure.
But I can see. You can see, yep. 2 balls and 1 strike right now. The count on Pearl. Leading off over at first again. And taking off is McLaren, who's in to run, throw down to second, not in time. And Gavin McLaren in with the stolen base. So he's now in scoring position as the count runs to 3-1 on Pearl.
His grandpa sits over here. There's a long line of McLarens down in the Atlantic family. I think those guys are all from Corning originally, but several of them have been through the wrestling, football, baseball programs.
3-1 pitch. Downstairs, ball 4. Second walk given up from Ethan Lowe here tonight. And that is going to put runners at first and second, and it's going to bring up our Brock Goodrich. Goodrich again grounded out to the second baseman, scored a run back in the second inning, and now Randy Snyder making that long walk. We used to tease Randy years ago that you put a sundial out there to time him on those walks, but he's gotten faster over the years.
I don't know. He still makes that pretty long, especially when there's nobody warming up in the bullpen. I can see them, but we always gave him a rough time about it as well.
Yeah.
And I think that only spurs him to make it slower.
I think it does. Yeah, Randy, a good guy we always enjoy. I know he listens to Rewind when he gets the opportunity, so we usually like to tease him a little bit. It's always funny because he walks back to the dugout faster than he walks out to the hill. I think he's trying to figure out, whatever joke it is he's going to say when he gets out there to talk to a pitcher.
Yeah, not a bad idea there to talk to his Knights. We got nobody out. Let's remember we're up 2 runs here. Take the out where we can get it.
Runners on first and second with a nobody out. The batter Goodrich again, the left fielder stepping in. Right-handed hitter against the left-handing pitching Low. In that video I was talking about, as he squares around to bunt, bunts it foul, is 0-1. Is powered by New Way Auto Group. You can watch and listen to tonight's game with Will Minders running our broadcast over there to my right. And again, that it can be found on the CB Sports Network YouTube channel. So go to YouTube and pull up CB Sports Network.
Was Goodrich the player you said you had no stats on?
Yes. Did you find him? I could not find him. Okay. There is a bunt up the first base side. Erlmeyer will field throws, covering on the play of Siebenaller, but a perfect sacrifice bunt that time by Goodrich.
He got it down, but I'm not sure quite how he did it because that ball was inside and he caught it with the handle and it went straight below, and he didn't take off right away, and then he realized it was going to stay fair. And
so I'm wondering, Doug, if maybe he's been injured or if they'd been hitting for him up until this point or something, but he didn't have a stolen base. He didn't have a walk. He had nothing that I could find in the hitting stance.
Yeah, I don't see any either.
Easton O'Brien will come up, takes a breaking ball low and inside, count 1-0. O'Brien, they've done a nice job against Easton so far tonight. Lined out to left in the first, grounded out to second in the second, so he's looking for that first hit of the night. Short lead over at third right now for McLaren. Pitch misses up and away. Breaking ball that didn't break. And Erlmeyer goes out and catches that one high in the left-handed batter's box.
If you're Atlantic, you got to like who you got at the plate, though. O'Brien hitting 370.
Yep. Top of the order up right now for Atlantic, so that's the part of the order you're wanting up. He's their best hitter, at least average-wise. He's well over 300, as Doug said, at 370. Also has got 8 doubles and a triple on the year, so hits for some power when he hits.
They got some really good sticks up at the top of their lineup.
Pitch on the outside corner, and the count goes to 2-1. Short lead again for McLaren. Off of second base right now is Pearl. Pitch on the way, grounded over to Luano. He's going to try and get the runner at second. Run comes in to score. Doug, I'm surprised in a way. He could have gotten the runner at home, but they're going to get the runner, Jonathan Bullock, in the rundown, so he'll get him 5-4. That's going to be a fielder's choice for O'Brien. And McLaren comes in to score. I didn't think McLaren had that large of a lead, Doug, and I thought they had a play at the plate, but they do get the out, and that's probably the important thing, is the lead is cut to 4-3.
Yeah, I'm wondering if maybe Benicio wasn't thinking, hey, I got a double play opportunity here, and then realized that it wasn't. By that time, he'd already committed to that runner at second and got him out. But he might have taken the safe play, too, and knowing that he could get that one made.
Sawyer Terrell will step in. Terrell 0 for 2 tonight. Reached on an error and popped up to the second baseman. Does have a stolen base. He was stranded at second back in the first. Throw over to first and back in it safely as O'Brien. O'Brien again, 25 of 26. So he's, in a way, kind of their Logan Siebenauer, out there at first. He's going to take off. Erlmeyer will snap the throw down. It's nearly in time and almost sliding over the bag as O'Brien, but he kept a hand on it. He's in with the stolen base.
Saw that happen in the softball game the other night. Had a base stolen, one of the Kuemper girls, and just slid past it, and the umpire was right on top of it, and she just pulled her foot or her hand actually for just a second and called her out.
1 ball and 1 strike now at Terrell. Tying run at second base here in the bottom of the fourth. Pitch on the way, down in the dirt. Scooped up that time by Erlmeyer, but it got away from him. Now the throw down to third. O'Brien tries to jump over the tag, and he's disappointed in himself because he ran into being tagged out over there at third, as he is thrown now to 2-5 for the final out. And Coach having a little conversation with him.
Yeah, he's a little upset with him because that was a tying run, and there just really wasn't much of an advantage to advance to third in that situation. It wasn't worth the risk, that's for sure.
1 run on 1 hit, no errors, and nobody left for Atlantic. We'll head to the top of the 5th. Knights on top here 4-3. We're back in 1 minute right here on Kick 106.7.
Midwest Wholesale is your local building products headquarters. We have everything you need for your smaller home improvements to the building of your home or commercial building. We pride ourselves on giving you top-notch service, quality products with competitive prices. So whether you're a do-it-yourselfer, a contractor, or you just need a little help on a project, Midwest Wholesale is a one-stop resource for all your building needs. Midwest Wholesale, how you want it, when you want it, where you want it, we deliver.
St. Anthony Regional Hospital, the regional leader in healthcare, dedicated to improving the health of the people they serve. At St. Anthony Regional Cancer Center, you'll find the convenience of cancer and oncology consultation and treatment in one convenient location. At St. Anthony Clinic, you'll find a team of doctors and nurses that care about you and your family's health. St. Anthony Clinic is devoted to comprehensive healthcare for people of all ages. For every stage of life, always look to the cross. Always St. Anthony.
Coming to you live here from the Gatorade broadcast booth, distributed by Pepsi Beverages. Gatorade helping athletes fuel, recover, and perform. Kobe Lampman, Cooper Potabom, Josh Langle, the scheduled hitters for the Knights. Pitch on the way. First one misses inside to Lampman. Lampman tonight 1 for 2. Grounded out to the first baseman in the first, then singled with a stolen base of second in the third inning. Was eventually stranded there. Pitch on the way from Pearl misses inside, and the count runs now to 2 balls and no strikes.
Kobe having a really nice season, hitting .299, but got 22 RBIs. You know, he's been winding down a really nice career with Kuemper. Been involved in all sports, football, basketball, track, and, of course, baseball.
Yeah, and does a nice job in all of them.
Yes.
Been very, very competitive in all of them.
He's been competitive, and he's another kid that, doesn't say much, just does what's asked of him, and
2-1 pitch swung
just a
on
good
and
type
missed.
of teammate.
And the count runs now to 2 balls and 2 strikes. So Lampman, the lefty, will step back in against Pearl. Lead-off batter here in the bottom, or the top of the 5th, 2-2 pitch misses, and the count runs to 3 balls, 2 strikes. Want to give a quick thank you and shout out to Western Iowa Networks, again providing the internet for us here, allowing us to be able to run the game from the game site and do the video. There's another chopper over to Pellet at first. He'll scoop that one up on the hop and steps on the bag. 1 up and 1 down. Second time tonight that Lampman has grounded out to first. And that'll bring up now Cooper Potabom. Potabom tonight has grounded out to the shortstop in the 2nd inning, then walked in the 3rd inning and was eventually stranded over there at 3rd. The Knights have left at least 1 runner on in every inning so far here in the game. 2 in the 1st, 1 in the 2nd, 3 in the 3rd, and 1 in the 4th. Pitch on the way. There is a chopper foul up the first base side, and the count is 0-1. For Atlantic, they've left a 1 on in almost every inning. 1 on in the 1st, 1 on in the 2nd, 2 on in the 3rd, but did not leave any runners on in the 4th, and would have potentially if they didn't have the runner thrown out at 3rd. Pitch on the way, breaking ball up top, and the count 1 ball and 1 strike. And Doug, the old rule is you never want to make the first or last out of an inning at third base. And that got Atlantic there in the bottom of the 4th.
Well, especially in that situation where
1-1 pitch
he
swung
had
on
the
and
play
missed.
in front of him. It's not like he had to look and guess what was going on. He just took off when he shouldn't have.
1 ball, 2 strikes now on Potabom, who swung and missed. Lori Snyder in the house here tonight. She's always here when Kuemper plays, of course. Randy's wife. There's a chopper up the middle. O'Brien will range in. Bobbles it. Potabom runs well enough. That's going to be an error on the shortstop. And both defenses having some miscues on some grounders here.
He might be thinking at that play at first base or third base he just made and still kicking himself. And you know what? You just got to put all that stuff behind you and make the play.
That one kind of got up in the palm of the glove when he fielded it, and then just never able to kind of get it out of there correctly.
Third error of the night on the Trojans.
And that is going to bring to the plate now Josh Langle. And O'Brien's still kind of frustrated, kind of squatting down there at shortstop. Langle tonight 0 for 2, struck out swinging in the 2nd, throw out to first, and back in it safely is going to be Potabom, and then grounded out to the 3rd baseman in the 3rd.
Now you can expect Cooper to take off here as well.
Knights got a run in the 1st, a run in the 3rd, 2 in the 4th. Atlantic 2 in the 2nd, and 1 in the 4th. That's how we've got this 4-3 ball game. That pitch up top, 1 ball, no strikes now on Langle. Potabom on the year 8 of 12 in stolen bases.
Cooper was off there about 18 feet. I'm surprised the catcher didn't gun behind him.
Yep. Out of the stretches, Pearl popped up. That one out into shallow center. Coming in, is it going to be Larson? He'll make the catch, and there are 2 outs here in the inning. And Doug, I talked a little bit about this on Rewind this morning. You look at hits given up sometimes by pitchers, and you forget sometimes that sometimes those hits come after the inning should have been over. So sometimes those hits given up by pitcher numbers are a little exaggerated because the defense prolongs some innings for some of these pitchers sometimes.
Yeah, we don't make a ton of errors, at least on the Kuemper side, but yeah, I know exactly what you're saying. They're pitcher struggling a little bit, maybe should be out of an inning, and then all of a sudden, boom, there's an error. And
runner goes, and they are going to throw out Cooper Potabom at second base. He's now been picked off 5 times this year trying to steal base, and he comes up kind of, looks like maybe he's got a bloody mouth or a bloody nose as he walks out towards the right field, but the 2-6 on the tag is going to end the inning. So Evan Lowe will lead things off for the Knights when we go to the 6th, but we're going to head to the bottom of the 5th. No runs on it, no hits, so 1 error, nobody left for the Knights here in the top of the 5th. We'll head to the bottom of the 5th. Kuemper still up by a score of 4-3. We're back in 1 minute right here on Kick 106.7.
For almost 150 years, Roselle Mutual has been insuring homes, farms, and so much more in Carroll and the surrounding communities. We offer outstanding coverage whether you need it for your shiny new car, your next ATV ride in the trails, or boating day on the water, or you're looking to put better protection on your family home and farm. Roselle Mutual and Grinnell Mutual are here to provide you with expertise, exceptional service, and quality insurance for all of your needs. For commercial, farm, home, and auto insurance, give us a call today at 792-4525. Roselle Mutual, proudly insuring the area since 1876.
One of the best kept secrets in Carroll is JP Flooring. I was looking to replace the floor in a couple rooms at home. It can be super overwhelming with all of the options available. I popped by JP Flooring and was super surprised and impressed with the showroom and selection. I had no idea how extensive their product lines were. They have a designer on staff that helped me narrow down what I was looking for. When you change your floors, it changes the whole character of a room. I used their product visualizer and could literally see in advance what the styles would look like in my room. I totally recommend JP Flooring in Carroll.
Underway here in the bottom of the fifth. Sawyer Taylor behind right now. No balls in, 2 strikes. First pitch was swung on and missed. The second one, a breaking ball from Ethan Lowe, caught the corner. 0-2 pitch on the way up top. 1 ball and 2 strikes right now. And Terrell was at the plate when Easton O'Brien was thrown out at third to end the fourth for the Trojans. So he leads it off. He'll be followed by Carter Pellet and Xavier Darrow. 1-2 pitch on the way. Chopped out towards third. Luhano ranges over Fields, comes up firing and throws him out at first.
Nice play by Luhano. That's
going to be the first out here in the inning. It'll bring up the first baseman, Carter Pellet. That was a really, even with that knee, Doug, showed good range, ranging over, and then knew he didn't have a lot of time to kind of just really set himself, so just kind of threw while he was still on the run.
I have not heard. Is he going to have surgery after the baseball season?
That's what I was told.
Plan?
Yes, that's what I was told is that he was going to get through the season and then have surgery on that knee. First pitch on the way, misses outside to Pellet. Pellet come in 0-for-2, struck out looking in the first, flew out to center in the third. 3 home run on the year for him. So
big lanky guy when he gets his arms out on the plate, and I know he's got a lot of strength. I'm pretty sure he's a wrestler and a strong kid. Those kids work hard all year round.
1-0 pitch up top. Count runs now to 2 balls and no strikes. 2-0 pitch on the way. Popped up. That one out to left center as Putney drifting over to left a little bit, but the center fielder will make the catch, and there are 2 outs here in the inning, and that's going to bring up Xavier Darrow. Darrow flew out to right in the first and walked in the third and was eventually stranded over at third base.
Watching the Kuemper defense on that play, I saw something that people just take for granted, and sometimes players just don't follow through, but Kobe Lampman did his job as the left fielder, went all the way over behind Putney in center to make sure he was backing that up in the rare event that Carter drops that ball, but just good fundamentals.
Yeah, and it's well taught by this coaching staff, always has been. You know, even go back to when I first came under Jerry Spieler. The Knights have always been so good fundamentally defensively. First pitch to Darrow up top, 1 ball and no strikes, and that has continued through Randy and all of his assistant coaches over the years. 1-0 pitch, swung on and missed, and the count goes to 1 ball and 1 strike. Doug, I'm headed over for Kuemper softball Thursday at Greene County if you're interested. Pitch on the way, fly ball out towards center. Putney again drifts under it. That should be and will be a 1-2-3 inning for Atlantic here in the bottom half of the fifth. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left. We'll head to the top of the sixth. Still a 4-3 Kuemper lead. We're back in 1 minute right here on Kick 106.7.
Family owned and operated since 1948, Quant Auto Salvage is the area's best full-service scrap facility. Whether you are looking to sell scrap iron, vehicles, or batteries, or you need to locate that difficult-to-find part for your vehicle, they have what you need. And if it isn't in stock, they can locate it with their nationwide parts database, or you can pull it yourself at their You Pull It. Quant Auto Salvage. They sell the best and recycle the rest on Kitty Hawk Avenue in Carroll.
At Carroll County Solid Waste, we deliver environmental services together because, like all teams, together, everyone achieves more. We all enjoy a snack and a drink when cheering for our favorite team. When finished, be a team player. Put your bottles and cans in the recycle bin and your empty food packaging in the trash. Visit our website at carrollcountylandfill.com for details of how to be part of the recycle team. Because together, we're stronger. We're Carroll County Solid Waste, wishing our area athletes a safe and successful sports season.
We head here to the top of the sixth inning as we come to you live here from the Gatorade broadcast booth, distributed by Pepsi Beverages. Gatorade helping athletes Fuel, recover, and perform. And Doug, I mentioned Western Iowa Networks here. They provide the internet for us, and great local company. Man, do they do a lot for us here. We're streaming the game. I'm running all the commercials off a computer that's off of their Wi-Fi. What they provide us allows us to do so many things. So we certainly thank Western Iowa Networks for everything they do.
Yeah, they provide a great service. I mean, the people that are able to watch the ball game that otherwise wouldn't be able to. I'm even thinking about the Merchant games as well.
Fly ball out towards left field, and that's going to drift away. Coming in on the play was Goodrich, and that ball slices over his head. And Lowe, Evan Lowe in with the double.
That should have been caught, and it should be an error, but I know how that goes.
Yeah, that was one where he just totally misread that one, Doug. He come running in and then realized that it was going to be well over his head, and it really looks to me, especially from the lefties here tonight, Doug, in the Kuemper lineup, that ball's got that spin coming off that left-handed bat, and it's giving Atlantic's defense a little bit of trouble.
And the wind is really picking those balls up and moving them. I've just not seen balls move quite as much as those have, and both of them, like you said, were off left-handed batters when they were dropped when otherwise should have been caught.
Throw out to second. Back in safely is Lowe. Logan Siebenaller at the plate. 9-1-2 due out for the Knights here in the sixth. Pitch on the way. Popped up. Pellet should have a play at that one over at first. Now he's coming in. He picks it up and makes the catch. And that is going to be the first out here in the inning.
Father Schrod in the house tonight.
Yep, see him over to the right. That'll bring up Carter Putney. Putney, he's challenging maybe for that motor end player of the game coming up. Grounded out for a second in the first, and then tripled and scored in the third, and doubled, driving in a run and scored in the fourth.
Yeah, he's really done well, and he goes on the bunt attempt there.
There's a bunt foul, and the count is 0-1.
When he gets his arms out over the plate, he's got a lot of power.
Yeah, but Doug, the catcher, Clevi Johnson, took one there on that foul ball, and appears to be in some pain, so we're going to have a little bit of a delay here as he kind of regathers himself, and don't want to say where I'm assuming that ball caught him, but I've had that happen a few times over the years when I was younger, and it's never fun.
Nope. A baseball in that situation hitting you does not feel good at all. You were talking a little earlier about Friday night with the events down at Coon Rapids. That'll be a really nice ceremony down there.
Yeah, the Crusaders with a big doubleheader going on tonight. They're hosting West Harrison. Those two both ranked in Class 1A, and they're the premier teams in that conference, so the conference championship probably going to be decided tonight.
Yeah, I think that's the way it's going to be. And then who do they have Friday night?
Woodbine.
And then those festivities are going to be before the first game?
They're having JV at 4:30. It's just a JV varsity game, so they're going to have varsity starting around 6 or 6:30. But we're going to go on. We're going to try to go on about 45 minutes prior to that. There's a deep fly ball out to center, but drifting back is a Larson. Now drifting over that. Wynn really playing with the ball. He'll make the catch. Runner going to tag and move down to third, so that'll turn that into a sac fly for Putney.
Again, Carter got a really good swing on that ball. Just got under it a little bit and then hit it right at the center fielder. But really good to see him getting good swings.
That's going to bring up now Benicio Lujano. Lujano reached on an error and scored in the first. Grounded out to the second baseman, driving in a run in the third, then hit a double with an RBI in the fourth. So another candidate for our motor in player of the game. Knights up 4-3. We're in the top of the sixth inning. 1 on, 2 out. There's a shot that's going to be into the gap. Goodrich, though, gets over there, but overruns the ball. Lujano going to reach on the air. And coming in to score on the play is going to be Lowe, and the lead is now by a score of 5-3.
That left side and those outfielders really having trouble tonight. Again, another left-handed ball. That handed batter, and the ball was tailing, and they couldn't run it down. Those are plays that got to be made, though.
Yeah, Griffin Bauer will move out to second base to run this time but 4.
Now ready for Lujano
as a pinch runner, and that's going to be here in the sixth inning.
The Atlantic coach just shaking his head on that situation because that would have gotten him out of the inning and down only 1 run with 3 at bats left.
So the Knights now going to bring up Ethan Lowe. He has singled twice tonight and grounded out to the first baseman. Pitch on the way, chopped foul, and that one got the home plate umpire Cole Corson, and the count is 0-1.
Catcher giving Cole a little time to recuperate, walking out to his pitcher like they always do.
Yep. It's really nice, the relationship that catchers and umpires you kind of develop throughout a season, because you both know how it feels sometimes to have those balls fouled off of you or hit you. So anytime an umpire gets hit, a catcher will call time and run out and talk to the pitcher, and anytime a catcher gets hit, the umpire just kind of calls time and gives him a few moments.
Yeah, they're both in the most vulnerable position on the field, no doubt about it.
No balls and 1 strike, the count on low. Pitch on the way. Line shot, but the shortstop, Easton O'Brien, was playing up the middle, and it goes to him. He had to pick it off of the ground. A really nice catch right before it hit the ground, and that is going to be the final out of the inning. But the Knights get an insurance run here in the 6th. They pick up 1 run on 1 hit. There was 1 error, and they leave 1 runner left on base. We'll head to the bottom half of the 6th. We're back in 1 minute right here on Kick 106.7. Knights on top, 5-3.
People want and deserve more comfort, efficiency, and reliability, both in their homes and places of work. Dries Company will be there to meet these challenges, whether we are designing a new system or servicing your existing equipment. We are a rapidly growing company that strives to meet and exceed all your expectations. No matter if you are looking to buy new appliances or need the help from one of our certified technicians, we are here for you. We pride ourselves in our installation and service. Dries Company, servicing the Carroll area since 1933.
From footings to framing to finish. For farm, home, or commercial, for more than 90 years, Wall Lake Lumber Company has been proud to help our communities grow. With 4 convenient locations and one of the largest building material inventories in the area, we are sure to be able to fill all your building needs. From project design and estimating to friendly advice, we can't wait to be part of the process for you. Wall Lake Lumber, with locations in Wall Lake, Lakeview, Odebolt, and Carroll. We're not your grandpa's lumberyard.
Tanner O'Brien, Jace Larson, Clevi Johnson due up for Atlantic. They'll have 5, 6, 7 due up in their half of the 6th. That is the bottom of the 6th as we come to you live here from the Gatorade broadcast booth, distributed by Pepsi Beverages. Gatorade helping athletes fuel, recover, and perform. O'Brien has reached on 2 errors tonight, both of them on Logan Siebenthaler, and the first pitch taken downstairs for ball 1. He scored in the 2nd inning and then was stranded at first back in the 3rd inning. Low still on the hill. Both pitchers have at least gotten into the 6th here tonight. 1-0 pitch on the way in there for a strike. And the count goes to 1-1. Knights again with a run in the 1st, a run in the 3rd, a 2 in the 4th, and then 1 here in the 6th. Atlantic 2 in the 3rd and 1 in the 5th, or 2 in the 2nd, I should say, and 1 in the 4th inning. 1-1 pitch in there for a strike, and the count runs to 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Yeah, Lowe's, putting his name in there for that player of the game, too.
Yep.
He's pitched well tonight.
1-2 pitch on the way. Chopper up the middle. Ranging over as Ryle. He'll field behind the second base bag and makes a nice strong throw over to first. And that is the first out here in the inning. Yeah, I've got him right now for giving up 2 hits and 3 runs. Only 1 of those were earned. He struck out 1 and walked 2 here tonight. And that is going to bring up now Jace Larson. Larson tonight reached on had a sac bunt, I should say, in the 2nd inning. Back to the pitcher and then grounded out to the second baseman in the 3rd. That was the final out in the 3rd inning. Pitch on the way. Taken low and away. Or low and inside, I should say. And the count 1-0.
Low and inside, is that a pun or a play on pitcher's name? Or
no, I guess it had not been. But yeah, I hadn't thought of that. There is a chopper over to Luhana at 3rd. He'll scoop, fires high, and going up and getting it and making the tag, they're going to say, in time, is going to be Kobe Letman. And that one is all Kobe Letman using his athleticism. And Atlantic not liking a call over at first for the 2nd time here tonight.
Is that Lampman or Langle?
Langle, excuse me, yes. Josh Langle.
Well,
yep, sorry.
He doesn't. We got to make sure we give him credit when he deserves it.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think that was the first time I messed up on who was over at first.
No, that was a really nice play by him to get over the Atlantic runner, and Coach didn't like it. But
yeah, Coach Schelling comes over and
umpire Rod Berg was right on top of it.
Doesn't get all the way over to first, but did not like the call.
He doesn't walk any faster than Coach Snyder does either.
Well, that'll bring up Clevi Johnson now. Johnson reached on a fielder's choice in the 2nd and scored. Singled and scored in the 4th with a stolen base.
Yeah, that was a really nice play by Langle. Saved his teammate an error.
And there's a Foul ball back to the screen on the first pitch to Johnson. The count, no balls in, 1 strike. We're here in the bottom of the 6th. That one hit off the back wall and then bounced up the first base side some. So Max Erlmeyer, the catcher, will run and grab it. Cole Corson giving it a look over to make sure that hitting that padding back behind home plate didn't scuff it up too much. There's a swing and a miss. Got him to chase one up and in. And the count quickly, no balls in, 2 strikes. Again, first game of a doubleheader here tonight. We will not be broadcasting the second game here, but we do have this first game on. There's a shot knocked down by Lujano. He'll throw over and Lango right there, and that is going to be a 1-2-3 inning. Second one for Lowe here tonight. As Atlantic, no runs, no hits, there's nobody left. Top of the 7th coming up. It'll come up in 1 minute right here on Kick 106.7. Knights on top, 5-3.
Life's better when you're under our roof. That's because our expert agents will make you feel totally protected with the right auto and home coverage at the right price. Also, you can enjoy the dreams you worked so hard to achieve. American Family Insurance.
Oh, hell no! Not again! Has the roof on your home or business been damaged by the recent hailstorm? Does your roof need looked at? Let our hail damage experts at Brinks Exteriors work for you to get you a new roof. Call 712 Roof Pro. We know the last thing you want to do is worry about your biggest investment. Hail happens, but we can fix it. Call Brinks Exteriors now for a free roof inspection. 712 Roof Pro.
Trevor Ryle, Kobe Lampman, Cooper Potamom are the scheduled hitters for Kuemper. We head here to the top of the 7th inning. Pearl still on the hill here for Atlantic. Again, Jaden Pearl getting that start here tonight. Knights lead it 5-3. Motor Inn player of the game coming up in the postgame tonight. Motor Inn of Carroll, your premier Toyota, Chevy, and Buick dealership for everything from sales to service to parts and collision. Mike Power, big Nebraska fan in the house here tonight. Of course, the AD for Kuemper, but you know, him and I had a good relationship from the very start of his time.
Yeah. No comment. But I will comment that Trevor Ryle's having a nice season.
Yes, he is.
Another one of those athletes for Kuemper that it's, they're out for every sport, participate, represent the school well.
Yep. Pitch on the way, in there for a strike. Ryle has walked in the first inning, stranded at second. In the third, he flew out to the shortstop, but in the fourth, he flew out to center field. So 0 for 2 tonight with a walk, but had a really nice night defensively. 0-1 offering on the way. That is going to be bunted foul. And they count, no balls and 2 strikes. I think back over my time with Kuemper. Fitz was the AD for a long part of it, but, I came with Bob Irwin. So 2 of the ADs in my 20 years at Carroll Broadcasting have been Nebraska fans. That makes me feel pretty welcome.
Well, that only goes to say that you can't trust everybody.
Chopper foul down the third base side.
The judgment's not always where it should be, probably. I don't know. I don't have much to say.
I know you don't. No balls and 2 strikes.
I've always told you I wouldn't give you a rough time about that anymore, and I had to. I can't now because you beat us last year.
Yeah, I'm not rubbing anything in. I didn't even mention anything with Iowa. I just said that, a couple Nebraska fans as ADs. Ooh, are they going to call that off of the bat? No.
Nope, they're giving him first base. They're going
to give him first base. The catcher is asking Clevi Johnson, so they may... The umpires are going to get together. Yep, the umpires are going to get together on this one.
What I found interesting about that is Trevor didn't take off for first base.
Right, yep.
Which would indicate he thought it was and he's coming. They're bringing.
Yep, they're going to bring him back. Yep.
And I think Trevor knew that was the right call because if he'd have been hit, he'd have taken off for first base.
Yep. And he didn't react like anything got hit.
No.
So
now maybe with runners on second and third and a base open and 2 outs, then he might. Then he might say, hey, I'd rather hit. But with nobody out, he's going to want to get on base any way he can.
Count will stay at no balls, 2 strikes, as that was a foul ball. Knights up 5-3. We're in the top half of the 7th inning. Pitch popped up. Pearl calling it and will come down the first base side and make the catch. And that is going to be the first out here in the inning. For Atlantic, they're going to have 8-9-1 due up in the bottom of the 7th inning, Doug. So they're guaranteed to at least get to the number 1 guy in the lineup, and that'll be the O'Brien kid. So the Knights would like to get an insurance run here as Kobe Lampman steps in. Lampman grounded out to the first baseman in the first, singled in the 3rd, and was stranded at second after a stolen base, and grounded out to first in the 5th inning. Pitch misses outside.
Jeff, just looking at Kobe's
1-0.
Sorry. Kobe's stat line. Now, he's got 22 of the 112 RBIs.
Yeah.
And he's got 20 hits, 18 of them are singles. So he's getting the job done when there's runners in scoring position.
That one pop foul back on to play, and the count evens up at 1-1 strike. And it also tells you that you don't have to be a power hitter
to drive in runs.
To drive in runs.
Just take advantage of the opportunities that are in front of you.
1 strike, 1 out, nobody on. Pitch on the way. Misses up and away. And they count 2 balls in, 1 strike. Shout out to New Way Auto Group down in Coon Rapids, sponsoring Sports on the Go with me, giving me a vehicle to drive to all the sporting events I've been covered over the last nearly 3 years. Feature vehicle, a 2019 Jeep Grand Cherokee 4-wheel drive. There's a foul ball back up against the screen, and the count goes to 2-2. 29 miles per gallon on the highway, 76,000, a little over 76,000 miles. Call 800-861-7268 for more details. Sports on the Go with me, Jeff Blankman, powered by New Way Auto Group in Coon Rapids, home of warranty forever and home for free oil changes for life. 2-2 pitch up top. Count runs full now on Kobe Lampman. One of the rare full counts we've had from either pitcher here tonight, Doug. I would say that Lowe's probably been the more consistent of the two, but both of these guys have done a good job here tonight.
Yeah, when you got a 5-3 ball game, I mean, when you look at the pitcher for Atlantic, he's battling around 3 errors that were made by his team.
And there is going to be a walk, and that is going to be the 5th one given up by him here tonight, so that'll put Lampman on over at first. Cooper Potabom will come in. Potabom tonight grounded out to the shortstop in the 2nd inning, walked in the 3rd, was stranded at first, then reached on an error and was thrown out trying to steal second back in the 5th inning. Lampman is 16 of 17 in stolen bases, so it'll be interesting to see here if the Knights look to run him in this situation. Does not go in the first pitch, and it ain't going to matter. That ball thrown to the backstop, and Lampman will move down to second on the wild pitch, and the count 1-0.
Surprised we're not seeing the coach out for Atlantic. He's struggling there. He calls timeout now.
Yep. And we're going to get a timeout. Again, that'll give me a chance to talk about going and what our broadcast schedule is the next couple of nights, the rest of this week anyway. I head up to Wall Lake tomorrow night as I'll have Mans and Northwest Webster at East Sac County Softball. The Raiders, of course, hosting their huge pink out night, so looking forward to that. I'll have that on Kick 106.7 on Thursday. I head over to Jefferson, Kuemper softball at Greene County. We'll have KC Miners over in Arweva for Arweva Booyer Valley baseball. And then on Friday, I'll head down to Coon Rapids for Coon Rapids Bayard baseball hosting Woodbine. And again, they're going to be honoring both John and Lisa Waddle with the field down there in Coon Rapids. So looking forward to that on Friday. And we'll have KC Miners calling the Glidden Ralston softball game as well on Friday night. So a busy night and a busy rest of the week for us. Again, 1 game Monday, 1 game Tuesday, 1 game Wednesday, and then 2 games Thursday and 2 games on Friday.
Yeah, you need to get a real job so you got something to do.
One ball and
the community and the kids appreciate all you guys do. Don't ever underestimate the value of what you guys do for all of them.
1-0 pitch. That's going to be fouled out of play. Count runs to 1-1. I got to thank a lot of people over the years. Of course, everybody that's worked for the station that's called games, whether it be Tyler Bruner or Fred Van Heck or John Ryan or everybody that's been there at one point or another calling games. But thanks to Jeff Honnold and Lonnie Miller and you and Steve Cook over the years and Terry Kaspabauer and Casey Miners now and stuff. It's been a collection of a lot of people. Nick Brinks, of course, who's called a lot of games for us. Tom Hawkamp still calling games. So it's been a collection of a lot of people that allowed us to build this CB Sports Network to what it is today.
And I wish we could find some more that could come and do it.
Yes.
Because you could give even more coverage as a pitch gets away.
2-1 pitch in the dirt. Count runs now to 3 balls and at 1 strike. And Lampman going to move down to third on that one. So the Knights now with an insurance run over at third, a 1 out here in the top of the 7th.
I got to think with 3-1 and a 2-run ball game runner at third, we might look at a bunt here. Cooper's a very good bunter. Make sure we get that third or sixth run home to create a 3-run difference.
Doug, I didn't catch it at the beginning of the inning. I'd gotten so used to Pearl being out there, but Keaston Schmidt is the new pitcher. There's a shot out to right center field. That'll be a base hit for Potabom, an RBI single as Lampman comes in to score, and the Knights lead it by a score of 6-3.
You know what? I didn't notice that either. We were talking about some other things. And
so Keaston Schmidt gives up the hit and the run here.
Schmidt comes into the ball game with a 3.6 ERA. Actually got a decent, some decent statistics, but a little wild as he starts the game tonight.
So Pearl went 6 innings here tonight, pitched down in the dirt. And they count 1 ball and no strikes on Langle. Langle tonight 0 for 3, a strikeout swinging in the second, a ground out to third in the third, and a fly out to center in the fifth. Potabom over at first. Again, Knights in pretty good shape here, but runner does not go. They thought about throwing down to first as Potabom again kind of took a big lead there, Doug. Pitch misses outside, and the count is 2-0. So Pearl must have got to that inning or pitch count that there's a throw over to first, and that one nearly thrown away. Pellet uses all of that, I'm going to say about 6'4", 6'5" frame to go up and get that one. And he keeps that one from getting over to the foul ball fence and keeps Potabom from probably ending up at third.
Yeah, and 6'3", 6'4" with very long arms as well, and he needed all of it.
Throw down to first again as Potabom had a big lead off of the pitch. 3-0 the count now on Langle as that pitch missed outside. Evan Lowe is waiting on deck. Knights looking to maybe open this up a little bit here in the 7th. Runner at first with 1 out. And the pitch in there for a strike, and the count is at 3-1. And Keaston Schmidt struggling a little bit right now to find the strike zone.
Yeah, that's not what his coach was looking for when he put him in, hoping he was, could shut him down and give him a chance with only a 2-run deficit.
Throw over to first, this time kind of a lob, and back in safely as Potabom. Moving on the play that time was their right fielder, Tanner O'Brien, to try and back that up. But Doug, in this field here, it's such a long throw and long run for the right fielder to be able to get over there. Runner does not go. Pitch up top for ball 4. And that is going to be a walk, and that'll be the 6th walk given up here tonight by Atlantic pitching.
Schmidt had only walked, I guess he'd walked 9 batters, coming into the ball game, so he's had some control problems.
Well, I wonder if second visit out to the mound here for Coach Schelling, we may have a pitching change coming up, and we are. We're going to step away back in 1.5 minutes right here on Kick 106.7.
Olson's Outdoor Power is your one-stop service and equipment shop for all things outdoor. We sell the best power sports products in the business, from Polaris, Can-Am, Sea-Doo, and Ski-Doo, trailers to tackle any job from H&H, Triton, and Wilson, and we continue to lead the way in lawn and garden equipment with great products from Exmark, Dixie Chopper, Husqvarna, Cub Cadet, Steel, and Echo. Add factory-trained technicians in 2 locations, and it's easy to see why Olson's Outdoor Power is the leader in all things outdoor. Olson's Outdoor Power, your one-stop service and equipment shop with locations in Atlantic and Carroll.
Visiting the Paco Credit Union was the thing that started all this.
We had a lot of student loan debt, low credit scores for bad decisions we had made in our younger years.
We thought it was the point where you could never come back from it. We've always wanted to own our own restaurant, so I just kind of floated the idea like, I found this food truck.
I was like, yeah, let's try it. Dupaco helped us so much with just putting everything together.
Definitely life-changing for us.
What we have right now would not have been possible without Dupaco Credit Union.
We offer a complete performance machine shop, extensive tool and equipment department, and hydraulic hoses while you wait.
And Newey Auto in Jefferson, we make your vehicle buying experience stress-free. Our sales team will help determine your vehicle needs with options and features that you desire. Our finance team will explain financing terms and options best for each customer. Our service team is always here for you, from our Oil Changes for Life program to our exclusive warranty forever. We work to keep your Newey vehicle going long after the sale. Stop by and let our family help yours get into the next car, truck, or SUV.
first and second with a 1 out here in the top of the 7th. Yes, we're in Merchants Park, but they're the visitors on the scoreboard for this first game. Evan Lowe will step in. Doug, you've got some numbers on Gavin McLaren.
Yeah, he comes into the ball game, doesn't have any record of wins or losses, but he does have a 2.33 ERA. And one of those guys that throws hard, but it's either a strikeout or a walk. He's got hasn't given up many hits, but given up 6 walks and struck out 7.
We do have 2 outs now as Evan Lowe took the first pitch he saw from McLaren and flied out to Goodrich out in left field for the second out. That's going to bring up Logan Siebenaller. Siebenaller flew out to the shortstop in the first, flew out to the center fielder in the second, walked and scored in the fourth, and then popped up to the first baseman in the 6th. Pitch on the way, called a strike on the outside corner, and the count is 0-1.
McLaren, a big kid. He's only a freshman, but he looks like he's probably north of 210, 215.
And tall, I would say, probably 6'2" or so already?
Yeah, and that's a family where there isn't a lot of height, but he's a big, strong kid.
0-1 offering. Misses up and in, and Siebenaller late on the duck out on that one, Doug. And when you got a big kid like that and he misses it, that thing probably
especially when it's coming at your head.
Yeah, come buzzing by him pretty good there. 1 ball, 1 strike to count. Potamom at second. Nurl on at first. Misses up top with the pitch, and the count now 2 balls and 1 strike. Knights again got a run in the first, picked up a run in the third. They got 2 runs in the 4th and then got a run in the 6th, and they've gotten 1 run already here in the 7th. They lead at 6-3. Pitch on the way up and in. 3 balls and 1 strike to count now on Siebenaller. Carter Putney is waiting on deck.
Remind the listeners, this is the first of 2, and we're not going to be doing the second one. So if you're in town and don't have anything else going on, or even if you do,
it's a beautiful night out here.
It's a beautiful night out here at the baseball field.
You get in here underneath, there's a nice breeze blowing through. That one called a strike on the inside corner. Count will run full. So, Doug, 2 outs now. 3-2 count. I imagine that Nurl and Potabom going to take off on the pitch.
Got to believe they're going to be going. Base hit here is at least going to score 1, maybe 2.
McLaren out of the stretch, comes to the plate, misses up and in. And there is going to be ball 4 as Siebenaller almost hit. And that is going to be walk number 7 given up by Atlantic here in the ballgame. And, Doug, the tough thing for them is 3 of those 7 walks have been here in the 7th inning.
Yeah, they the starter in the ballgame, don't remember his name now, did really, really well, but they're in a situation now where the Kuemper is that they can break this game open with a base hit.
Pitch on the way to Putney up top. 1 ball and no strikes. Putney again grounded out to second in the first, then tripled and scored in the third, double driving in a run and scored in the 4th, and then had a sac fly in the 8th out to center field.
A base hit here, driving a couple runs, could probably put his name on that player of the game.
Him and Lowe, you said, and I agree with you in that hunt. And I think Benicio Lojano got probably a guy that'll have to be in that conversation.
Yeah, made some nice plays at third base.
Pitch on the way, and that is fouled out of play up the third base side. And the count runs to 2 balls and 1 strike.
That discussion we're having just very, much like the Kuemper Knights. There's, just a lot of good players on the lineup. There's no super duper stars, but, several kids in the lineup that all contribute to just which game are they going to contribute.
Pitch on the way. Fly. Is there going to be a chance? And there will be. Drifting over and not able to make the catch that time is a Darrow dunk. That was a catchable ball, but just didn't get the glove put out in time. It's going to drop in foul territory, and the count runs to 2-2. So that will not go down as an error, but that one of those plays that kind of hurt this Atlantic defense here in this game.
It's definitely going to hurt if Carter comes up with a base hit. I was looking at the coach down here for Atlantic, and he's just looking with his hands out like, what happened there?
Chopper foul at the plate, and the count remains 2-2 now on Putney.
Don't give them extra at-bats in those situations, especially when the bases are loaded.
The 3 worst things for a defense is walks, hit by pitches, because that just gives you extra base runners, and then errors. Those are the 3 things you have to try and eliminate or a limit in each game. There is a ball 3, and the count will run full now on Putney.
And
bases loaded. This is if you're Potabom over at third, this is always the one I hate. You're that guy on third, 3-2 pitcher taking off on the play, but man, you hate it if there's a line drive down your way. There ain't a lot of time to react. He'll go slow, and there is ball 4, and the run going to come walking in.
Yeah, Gavin, as we said, he came into the ball game and several strikeouts, but he also had a lot of walks and struggling to find the plate here now in the top of the 7th inning.
So that'll bring up Benicio Lujano. Lujano tonight reached on an error in the first and scored. Had an RBI ground out in the third to second base. Double driving and a run in the fourth and flew out to left field in the sixth. And he'll take the first pitch here for ball one. And right now, if I'm Kuemper,
I'm taking.
McLaren, yeah, I'm taking. I'm not swinging. McLaren has come into the ball game, and he has walked the last two guys that he's faced. So I come in and force him to throw me a strike.
And he's been consistently high. I mean, it's not like he's been all over the strike zone. It's been consistently high, and by a good 6 inches to a foot possibly.
And Doug, this will win you games as well. Kuemper's only gone scoreless in 2 innings tonight, the second and the fifth. If you can consistently score in, I'd say 5 or 6 innings in every game, you're going to give yourself chances. Now, if you're only getting 1 run each time, you might get outscored. But you're going to give yourself a chance if you're scoring in almost every inning.
Well, we've got, I think, 9 or 10 hits on the board, along with 3 Atlantic errors, 5. So we've had 15, 16 base runners tonight.
Yep, I've got the Knights as the same as the board with 9 hits here on the night. Lujano will step in looking for his second of the night.
The other thing with the Knights, they don't swing at a lot of pitches out of the zone either.
No. Pitch on the way, popped up. That could be playable by Johnson, the catcher. He'll drift back and unable to read it, and again, and unable to make the catch. So Benicio Lujano will stay alive, and again, another playable ball. And Doug, I don't know if the wind is playing that much of a factor when that ball gets that high up into the air, but Atlantic's struggling right now. They've struggled in the outfield, and now they've struggled on the infield to make some what look like should be playable catches.
5 or 6, because we had the catcher with 2, 3 in the outfield, and the one at third base. All should have been easy plays to make. So it could be.
Hanna will step back in. 1-1 count. Mitch is outside. And the count 2 balls and 1 strike. And this goes, I know that Kuemper hasn't gotten a hit here since, these playable balls were not made, but talked about earlier that when you just look at hit numbers given up of hits by pitchers, sometimes that can be deceiving because even though they're giving up those hits, sometimes it's after an inning should have been over.
Yep, and they call that outside.
2-1 pitch misses low and away. The count runs to 3 balls and 1 strike.
Pitcher not happy with that call. He thought he caught the corner of the plate. Now it's 3-1.
8th batter of the inning here for Kuemper. They had 7 batters in the third. There's a chopper out towards second. Terra will field. He'll throw over to first. And Atlantic out of trouble, Doug. They were in trouble this whole inning, but only give up 2 runs. They give up those 2 runs on 1 hit. There was no errors, and the Knights leave the bases loaded. We'll head to the bottom half of the 7th. It'll be a 8-9-1 due up for Atlantic. Kuemper on top here at 7-3. Back in 1 minute right here on Kick 106.7.
Motor Inn of Carroll is your hometown team for all of your sales, service, parts, and collision needs all season long. From the helpful sales staff to the area's best service department, Motor Inn of Carroll has the expertise that you need to stay on the road and keep that auto investment looking good. From work to play, they have it all. Good luck to all the area teams from Motor Inn of Carroll.
This is Iowa, and Avela Bank has called Iowa home since 1870. With 17 locations across the state, we're proud to be part of your community. Right now, you can open an Avela Bank Simply Free checking account for you or your business and get a new debit card immediately. We'll even buy your old bank's unused checks. Stop by or visit us online to see how we're making better banking available for you. Avela Bank, member FDIC.
We head here to the bottom half of the 7th inning. Jeff Blankman with you here along with Doug Wandiger. Thanks to Tiff back in the studio monitoring things here tonight. Kuemper leading 7-3, and Doug, our new pitcher here tonight, looks like Trevor Ryle.
Yep, it is. Trevor's coming into the ball game. He's pitched 10 innings, giving up a batting average against a 326, 4.06 ERA. Struck out 4 and walked 5. I don't know if he has any starts or not this year. Do you know, Jeff?
I would say on the sheet there.
Game started. Trevor Ryle. Nope, I didn't think so.
Okay.
For the Trojans,
so that's going to be Jaden Pearl.
Jaden Pearl.
Pearl will come in. Pearl tonight is 1 for 1. He has singled back in the second, walked in the fourth, so he's been on twice here tonight.
Trevor's one of the really universal kids on the team. He can play just about any position. He can play outfield.
Chopper over to first, knocking it down is Langle. He's going to take it himself. He'll step on the bag. 1 up and 1 down on 1 pitch for Ryle. That's going to bring up Goodrich.
Bring up left fielder.
Oh, and we've got Mr. Lowe over at first base now. Thank you. Ethan Lowe over at first.
Yeah, he went from pitcher to...
Yep.
He pitched a nice ball game tonight.
He did.
I mean, I thought he was very efficient.
Got to be in that hunt, I think, for player of the game with the way he pitched. Probably coming down to him and Putney, I'm imagining.
That's where I'm at. I'll let you pick it. Those would be the two that I would select from.
Well, we'll talk about it. There's a foul ball back on a play by McLaren.
Really excited to see
0-1.
Putney, hitting the ball the way he has, because he started pretty slow and he's had to come back and get his average back. So just excited that he's playing well, and he always plays a good center field. I don't think he's had a lot of opportunities out there tonight,
No, he's had a few. Pitch on the way. In there for strike 2. Gavin McLaren again, the batter. Doug, you got any hitting numbers on Mr. McLaren?
Yeah, I had him earlier here. I'll look at him. He's hitting... Well, he hasn't had a lot of opportunities. Hitting .750 on the year, 3 out of 4. So
okay. 0-2 pitch up top. 1 ball and 2 strikes now.
His grandpa's told me
Goodrich.
That he works with me at Home Shield, so he keeps me posted on how the kids are doing.
Well, that's always nice, right? You enjoy that.
Oh, yeah.
Pitch on the way. Taken downstairs. And the count evens up now. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Easton O'Brien, who is on deck, comes over to pick that one up. So it'll be the top of the order after McLaren for Atlantic. Knights looking to pick up win number 15, go to 8-5 in the league. Pitch on the way. Called strike 3. So Ryle gets the strikeout on the inside corner. Just the second strikeout for Kuemper pitching here tonight.
Not a good inning for Gavin McLaren. He struggled pitching, and then he comes up and gets called out on 3rd strike when he comes up to bat in the bottom of the inning.
So O'Brien will come out, lined out to left in the first, grounded out to second in the second, and reached on a fielder's choice in the fourth, eventually thrown out trying to steal third base. Knights looking for their 3rd straight 1-2-3 inning if they can get it here. Best hitter in the lineup for O'Brien, and he'll take the first pitch low and away, and the count 1-0. Best hitter, I should say, for Atlantic in the lineup in O'Brien.
Just a reminder to the fans that might have just tuned in, Kuemper is the visiting team on the scoreboard in this first game.
Thanks to Will Miners for running our video production here tonight. 1-0 pitch in there for a strike. Count runs to 1-1. Again, you can always watch our video production by going to YouTube, searching CB Sports Network, and of course that's always powered by New Way Auto Group down in Coon Rapids. 2 out. Nobody on. Bottom of the 7th. Chopper over to third. Luhana will field. He is going to throw. It'll not be dug by Lowe. That'll be a throwing error on Luhana. Runner at first now, and Sawyer Terrell will step to the plate. Terrell tonight has reached on an error in the first, hopped up to the second baseman in the third, then grounded out to third in the fifth. And Doug, sometimes I see Benicio this year not being able to get a lot on some of those throws. It's got to be because of the legs. Yep. You can't fault the kid. He's out there playing on a really bad leg.
Yeah, he
given everything he's got.
wasn't even supposed to play, but the doctors told him he didn't have anything really to lose in that leg because he was already going to have surgery on all the components that could be damaged. So, you know how much baseball is his life.
It is, absolutely. Swung on and missed by Terrell. Count goes to 0-1.
And he's a dang good one, too.
O'Brien, a great base runner, even though he was thrown out at third. He'll get a big lead here. They'll throw over, and he's back in. But you wonder, Doug, with 2 outs, I don't think you. I just don't think you run him, right?
Yeah,
I don't take that risk.
I don't think you do.
Does not go. Pitch misses downstairs, and the count evens up at 1-1 strike. Again, a reminder that Casey Miners and I's job's not done tonight. After all of the games get over, we'll type up recap stories for all of the area baseball and softball and get those up on the Brinks Exterior Sports Report. And O'Brien now going to get himself in a pickle between first and second. They'll throw it over to Lowe. Now they're going to throw it back to Siebenaller. Siebenaller going to track him down, and they'll tag him out, and that is going to do it. So twice tonight, O'Brien gets himself picked off on base, or one time trying to steal, and that is going to do it. Here is Kuemper going to win this first game of the doubleheader by a final score of 7-3. We'll stop away, take a break. Mackey Motors postgame show is coming up for you next right here on Kick 106.7. We're back in 3 minutes.
Since 1960.
Being a part of a team is not only fun, it can give our students a sense of identity and help them develop long-term relationships. This is Dr. Nate Luth, Next Generation Chiropractic. Student athletes, make sure you are taking care of your body before, during, and after the game. Proper warm-ups and cool-down are vital to staying on the field or court, and having regular chiropractic appointments can help reduce the risk of injury. Stay in the game by taking care of your body. Good luck to all area student athletes this season. Let's stay healthy and have fun.
Midwest Wholesale is your local building products headquarters. We have everything you need for your smaller home improvements to the building of your home or commercial building. We pride ourselves on giving you top-notch service, quality products with competitive prices. So whether you're a do-it-yourselfer, a contractor, or you just need a little help on a project, Midwest Wholesale is a one-stop resource for all your building needs. Midwest Wholesale, how you want it, when you want it, where you want it, we deliver.
St. Anthony Regional Hospital, the regional leader in healthcare, dedicated to improving the health of the people they serve. At St. Anthony Regional Cancer Center, you'll find the convenience of cancer and oncology consultation and treatment in one convenient location. At St. Anthony Clinic, you'll find a team of doctors and nurses that care about you and your family's health. St. Anthony Clinic is devoted to comprehensive health care for people of all ages. For every stage of life, always look to the cross. Always St. Anthony.
For almost 150 years, Roselle Mutual has been insuring homes, farms, and so much more in Carroll and the surrounding communities. We offer outstanding coverage whether you need it for your shiny new car, your next ATV ride in the trails, or boating day on the water, or you're looking to put better protection on your family home and farm. Roselle Mutual and Grinnell Mutual are here to provide you with expertise, exceptional service, and quality insurance for all of your needs. For commercial, farm, home, and auto insurance, give us a call today at 792-4525. Roselle Mutual, proudly insuring the area since 1876.
One of the best kept secrets in Carroll is JP Flooring. I was looking to replace the floor in a couple rooms at home. It can be super overwhelming with all of the options available. I popped by JP Flooring and was super surprised and impressed with the showroom and selection. I had no idea how extensive their product lines were. They have a designer on staff that helped me narrow down what I was looking for. When you change your floors, it changes the whole character of a room. I used their product visualizer and could literally see in advance what the styles would look like in my room. I totally recommend JP Flooring in Carroll.
Family owned and operated since 1948, Quant Auto Salvage is the area's best full-service scrap facility. Whether you are looking to sell scrap iron, vehicles, or batteries, or you need to locate that difficult-to-find part for your vehicle, they have what you need. And if it isn't in stock, they can locate it with their nationwide parts database, or you can pull it yourself after you pull it. Quant Auto Salvage. They sell the best and recycle the rest on Kitty Hawk Avenue in Carroll.
Sports, and we love the opportunity to support our local schools, athletes, coaches, and parents. Through the hard work of our kids, we get the enjoyment of watching and listening to their activities. Other life lessons like teamwork and citizenship help create outstanding young women and men we are so proud to sponsor. Good luck to all of our local sports teams. From Motor Inn of Carroll.
Mackey Motors postgame show. Find new roads at Mackey Motors in Lake City and check them out online as well at MackeyMotors.com. Jeff Blankman with you here tonight. We've got Ethan Lowe joining us here tonight. Picks up the win, goes 2 for 4 at the plate. So a good night for you and a good night for the team. You still got another game to come, so we're not going to keep you real long. But your thoughts on this one as a whole and as a team?
I thought we were able to get going right away. I mean, the second inning, we finally were able to get 2 runs in there. The first inning was a little rough, but that ended up helping out a lot with the hitting, and then the hitting and like the walks at the end of the game also helped us get more runs and insurance for the rest of our pitchers and stuff like that. And so we were able just to have a good game and good pitching from both me and Trevor, so it ended up helping a lot. So
different for you to be the visiting team on the scoreboard here at Merchants Park, or have you done that enough time in tournaments that it's not real strange?
We've had a lot of home games this season, so it was a little different. But coaches just told us, so we're batting first, so you got to hop on it right away. And I feel like that we did a pretty good job at doing that, as we hopped on the pitcher right away and we were able to get a few runs early. So
you're known as that guy that doesn't throw real hard and just has great command and great control and a lot of off-speed pitches. But I said tonight, and I think I asked you this earlier this year, you look like you're throwing with more velocity this year as well. And I thought tonight you were able to blow the ball by some of the Atlantic hitters. When were you deciding to kind of really go at them with the fastball tonight?
So I feel like I was wanting to go at them, especially if I threw a curveball first, I wanted to go at them with the fastball after that, just to keep them off guard and unexpected, because maybe they were looking for another breaking ball or something like that. So if I was able to blow another fastball by them, that I was able to get even more ahead in the count. And I didn't get a lot of strikeouts today, but I was able to make contact for them to hit it out to my fielders, and they ended up making a lot of good plays out there. So
I don't know if you remember the pitch sequence, but you had one of their hitters hit a shot down the third baseline foul by just a couple of inches, and he was out in front of it. You came back on the next one on even a slower off-speed pitch and had him he was almost spinning the dirt because he was so easy early on that swing.
I kind of just used that. I saw that. I was like, okay, so if I throw a hard breaking ball, then maybe I can get him to swing and miss at it, but I'll throw him in something even slower to to see if he can catch him off guard again, because maybe he wasn't ready for it. So just do it again and see what happens, and ended up working out in my favor. So
can't forget to talk about hit and go 2 for 4 tonight. Yes. I think you had 2 singles your first 2 times up. Well hit balls. You're swinging the bat really well this year, hitting over 300. What did you see from Pearl tonight? How were you able to get on him early?
So what I saw from him and kind of the whole season is that if the first pitch fastball is there, I want to go right after it, and I want to hit it as hard as I possibly can. And that's what I was able to see tonight, is if they're going to throw a fastball in the zone, I don't want to wait for the next pitch, because usually if it's a fastball in the zone for your first pitch, they're going to want to go off speed. So I just wanted to go right after that fastball, and that's what I did tonight. I was able to go right after it, and I was able to find holes and swing as hard as you can and make contact with it. So
I got to ask this. We wondered late in the game, it looked like Atlantic was having a hard time, whether it be in the outfield, whether it be infielders or their catcher, making catches on some fly balls here tonight. We were wondering, is that wind? It looked like it's blowing pretty strong. Did that wind impact the ball when it got up in the air tonight?
If it got up pretty high, it was moving all the way around. So yeah, that happened with us too, and that happened with Atlantic. It's just something that you kind of have to adjust to. And it's kind of hard, because one inning the wind was blowing up in the air like that, but then you'd hit a pop fly and then the wind would do nothing. So you something that you have to adjust to. But yeah, it was definitely for both teams there. So
Ethan, you got another varsity game coming up here, and as soon as they get the field real worked, and they'll do the national anthem before this second game here tonight. But how do you get refocused? Because you're in a part of the season now. You're just a couple of weeks from postseason.
Right.
Got a chance to close the regular season with a pretty good record and get that momentum going. So how do you guys let this first win go and get moved on to play the second game?
Just keep going, keep doing what we're doing. I mean, we got 3 wins in a row now, so we just got to keep doing what we're doing, keep hitting the ball. We got to keep throwing strikes, and the defense, no errors, or keep the errors to a minimum, and we'll be doing just fine. So
tell you what, great job out here tonight. Appreciate you coming up, joining us. Best of luck coming up in this second game.
Thank you, Jeff.
You bet. Ethan Lowe again with the Kuemper Knights joining us. We'll step away. We'll be back with more of our Mackey Motors pregame, postgame coming up in 2 minutes right here on Kick 106.7.
Hi. At Carroll County Solid Waste, we deliver environmental services together because, like all teams, together, everyone achieves more. We all enjoy a snack and a drink when cheering for our favorite team. When finished, be a team player. Put your bottles and cans in the recycle bin and your empty food packaging in the trash. Visit our website at carrollcountylandfill.com for details of how to be part of the recycle team. Because together, we're stronger. We're Carroll County Solid Waste, wishing our area athletes a safe and successful sports season.
Dries Company. People want and deserve more comfort, efficiency, and reliability, both in their homes and places of work. Dries Company will be there to meet these challenges, whether we are designing a new system or servicing your existing equipment. We are a rapidly growing company that strives to meet and exceed all your expectations. No matter if you are looking to buy new appliances or need the help from one of our certified technicians, we are here for you. We pride ourselves in our installation and service. Dries Company, servicing the Carroll area since 1933.
Whether you're looking to sell scrap iron, vehicles,
From footings to framing to finish. For farm, home, or commercial, for more than 90 years, Wall Lake Lumber Company has been proud to help our communities grow. With 4 convenient locations and one of the largest building material inventories in the area, we are sure to be able to fill all your building needs. From project design and estimating to friendly advice, we can't wait to be part of the process for you. Wall Lake Lumber, with locations in Wall Lake, Lakeview, Odebolt, and Carroll. We're not your grandpa's lumberyard.
Life's better when you're under our roof. That's because our expert agents will make you feel totally protected with the right auto and home coverage at the right price. Also, you can enjoy the dreams you've worked so hard to achieve. American Family Insurance.
With you, Tiffany, back in the studio. Will Miners is still running our video production here tonight, so you can watch the rest of the postgame here on the CB Sports Network YouTube channel. Let's run you through our stats. Even though Atlantic, the home team, we're going to go ahead and run through theirs first here tonight. Easton O'Brien 0 for 4 with an RBI. Sawyer Terrell 0 for 3. Carter Pellet 0 for 3. Xavier Dara 0 for 2 with a walk. Tanner O'Brien 0 for 3 with a run scored. Jace Larson 0 for 2. Clevi Johnson 1 for 3 with a 2-run scored and a stolen base. It was Jaden Pearl going 1 for 2 with a walk. It was Brock Godrich going 0 for 1 with an RBI, and Gavin McLaren goes 0 for 1 here tonight. Pitching wise for them, unofficially, Pearl 6 innings, giving up 7 hits and 5 runs. 3 were earned. He walked 4 and struck out at 1. Keaton Schmidt came in, went 1/3 of an inning, giving up 2 walks and 1 run. It was earned. He gave up a hit as well. Gavin McLaren came in, went 2/3 of an inning, gave up 2 walks and 1 run. It was an earned run here tonight. For Kuemper, hitting-wise, Logan Siebenoller 0 for 3 with a run scored and 2 walks. Carter Putney 2 for 3 with a triple, a double, 2 RBI, and 2 runs scored. Benicio Lejano 1 for 5 with 2 RBI, a run scored, and a double. Ethan Lowe tonight goes 2 for 4 at the plate. It was Trevor Ryle 0 for 3 with a walk. Kobe Lampman 1 for 3 with a run scored, a walk, and a stolen base. Cooper Potabom 1 for 3 with an RBI and a run scored to go with a walk. Josh Langle tonight 0 for 3 with a walk, and Evan Lowe goes 1 for 3 with a double, a run scored, had a walk, and a stolen base here this evening. Pitching-wise, Ethan Lowe goes 6 innings tonight, gave up 2 hits and 3 runs. 1 was earned, struck out 1 and walked 2. Trevor Ryle came in through 1 inning and had 1 strikeout. And Doug, still not easy for me right now. Your thoughts on our Motor Inn Player of the Game? Again, everybody kind of knows who our 2 finalists is. Carter Putney, the highlight things, 2 for 3 with a 2 RBI, a double, a triple, and 2 runs scored. Also made several catches out in the outfield. Just glancing through my book right now, I had him for 3 catches out in the outfield tonight. And then Ethan Lowe, 6 innings, really dominant, giving up 2 hits and 3 runs. Only 1 of those was earned. He struck out 1 and walked 2 here tonight. So kind of your thoughts on who our Motor Inn Player of the Game should be?
Yeah, that's a tough one to pick. Probably leaning a little bit toward Putney, only because he had big hits early in the ball game and struck the ball really well. Had another sac fly that advanced a runner. But again, I told you I'm gonna let you pick this one because I thought pitching's always tough too. They're out there now. His defense did play pretty well behind him. Got big hits when he needed to. But I'll let you pick it. But I could go either way on that.
I was leaning a little bit Putney because even though Lowe was 2 for 4 at the plate as well, I thought Putney's offense kind of sparked them tonight a little bit, and then made a couple of nice plays out there in center field tonight as well. So Carter Putney going to be our Motor Inn Player of the Game.
Yep, I can go with that. And again, congratulations to the Knights on another win. Let's hopefully can get another one here and keep this thing rolling as they go into the postseason.
Knights improve after this first win here tonight, 15-8 overall, 8-5 in the conference. Atlantic will fall to 9-10 and 4-8. Kuemper's won 3 in a row. Atlantic has now dropped 3 straight. For my broadcast partner here tonight, Doug Wendiger, for Tiffany back in the studio, for Will Miners over running our video production here tonight, this is Chuck Blankman saying thank you for listening to baseball coverage here on Kick 106.7 and on the CB Sports Network YouTube channel nights over at Atlantic. 5-5-11, 7-3. Have a great rest of your night, everybody.